Welcome to Nimin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators, and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today we are answering your YouTube questions. And when I say we, I mean myself and my brother from the same mother, D. D, what's happening?
We are back.
We are back. It's another Saturday. Here we are.
Another Saturday. We'll be answering YouTube questions. I'm excited to get into we had great questions last week.
We did. Yeah, last week we had a lot of really good questions come in, so excited to hopefully get some good questions again this week.
And I suspect we're going to run into some channels that are poorly using AI-created thumbnails. That's
Probably.
my prediction.
Probably.
That is my prediction.
Probably.
Let's go.
That seems to be the a common thread that we run into a lot. So yeah, I absolutely think that we're probably going to run into that. I guess as we're getting started, I mean, we can go ahead and just hop right into
YouTube news.
The YouTube news. Like, there isn't much to talk about except for YouTube rolled out a DM feature.
That's a big
So
one.
they've rolled that out to more countries now. So you now have the ability to DM people with this feature. It's a little bit clunky, so I'm not sure
A little bit.
I'm not sure about 100% about the logic behind it, but basically, in order to be able to DM somebody, you have to already know that person well enough that you have to either have their email or you have to be able to send them a message of some kind already before you can DM that person. So that particular side of it is a little bit weird in my opinion, but it's there. So I don't know if this is the beginning of a full DM system or if it's always going to stay locked down like that. But I think in terms of content creators, I think that on our end of it, I think it missed the mark a bit because, I think this would have been a great opportunity to offer, DMs as possibly like a member perk or something like that. It would have also been a great way for content creators to connect, at a deeper level, especially, when it comes to small channels, because, the audience that you have with a small channel, it's usually, pretty intimate, if you have like regular people participating. And, because of that, that would have also been a great way to further connect with, everybody else, as well that, is interacting with your content if you choose to. And with that, I think also when it comes to, filtering everything, I think also just giving creators the option. Just like other platforms, turn my DMs on, turn my DMs off. I only want DMs from subscribers. I only want DMs from members, that sort of thing. Only subscribers that have been subscribed for so long, that kind of stuff. And then by doing that, I think it would give a lot of flexibility, and it would remove the need for people to go to X. It would remove the need for people to go to Discord and build these Discord communities and all that stuff. So we'll see.
Here's the thing.
I would. I wouldn't use Discord as much.
No, you wouldn't.
If I could just DM people on YouTube.
As much.
Because I'm on YouTube more than I'm on Discord.
Right, but as much.
So I would just do it where it's convenient
But
for me.
Discord is where the groups happen. So unless YouTube implements group chats,
Sure.
you're just going to go to Discord or wherever.
For group stuff,
Remember software? It was called ICQ.
I do, yeah.
ICQ.
You actually introduced me to ICQ. Yeah,
ICQ is an old school piece of software where you could integrate all of your text messages and chat messages and everything back in the day. They unfortunately went out of business, but we desperately need something like that today. Everybody has DMs, and I feel that that's unnecessary work.
It's a lot to manage.
It's too much to manage. Like, I don't want YouTube DMs.
Yeah.
I don't want them. And if it's automatically turned on, which I don't know if it is or not, I'm not going to answer YouTube DMs. Like, I don't want...
Well, you don't answer them on X either.
On purpose.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want... I'm anti-DM.
Yeah.
I'm anti-DM.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. Yeah. I'm okay with... I'm okay with DMs.
Send me an email. Send me an email, or if you have my number, send me an iMessage. Right? Or if it's in Tuber School, DMs are open.
Right,
But
sure.
just a general public DMs... I'm not for it. So, and I wonder, is this one of the situations where loads of creators ask YouTube, hey, it'd be great if we had more DMs? Or if this is their engineering department who came to the conclusion of, what would be cool if we just added DMs, because creators don't have enough work.
Well, they used to have DMs in the past, and they took them away.
Right.
And then they're coming back in with this version here. And I think the concept is cool, and if this is the beginning of a full DM system, like, I'm all in. I think it's great, but in its current state, it's just clunky. Like, for example, it's easier for me if I'm going to share a YouTube video. If I'm trying to share a video with you, it's easier for me to share it through Line and just send it directly to you than it is for me to share it to YouTube to you, right? Like, through those places where we're already connected. Like, this is learning a new flow in order to get things to, to people. But I guess,
Can
for
I-
people that are, that don't have those things in place, then, it will be a good outlet or a good method for them, I guess.
Let me say this. I feel like I need to add an addition to my stance on DMs.
Hold on, is that Zach Talks Tech? Oh my
Holy
goodness!
cow. What's up, my
Holy
man?
cow! Hey, dude, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing awesome. Nice to see you in here.
The myth, the legend returns. Good to
Yep,
see you,
nice to
buddy.
see you, dude.
Hope
It's
you're
been a
doing well.
while.
My thing with DMs isn't that I necessarily don't like DMs on their face. It's that spammers and inconsiderate people have ruined DMs. That's my thing with DMs. Like if I have to weed through all of this stuff, or people that will lure you in. Like they make you think that it's some genuine thing, and you're like, okay, yeah, and it's like, boom, here's the pitch. It's like,
Yeah. LinkedIn's really bad about that.
oh, I won't even.
Yeah, LinkedIn's a nightmare when it comes to DMs.
I won't even open LinkedIn anymore.
Yeah, and also like I've had people reach out to me with DMs like, hey, I got a question for you about Creator Mix, and I'm like, oh, what is it?
Yeah.
And then they try to pitch me on something about like automating my social media or editing my
Right,
videos
exactly.
or like whatever the thing
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
Absolutely bizarre.
That's the thing that burned me out with DMs. And I'm all about, like, as I get older and as I mature as a creator, I'm all about
As a creator, yeah, I like that. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm all about trying to preserve my peace, my state of mind. So I try not to do things that just send my brain into a
Tizzy?
Into a tizzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Right.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, I think most.
No disrespect to anyone. I love to talk to people. And those of you who have met me in person know that I love to talk to people. But because so many people have ruined DMs, like it's just a bad experience.
Yeah, like I would be totally open for a complete open DM system on YouTube. I think that would be great. I would absolutely love it. Yeah. And as a part of that also, like I think it's okay because they have it where you can't send links or anything like that. They truncate long, links that are just a little bit too long. They'll truncate those and nothing's clickable. So unless it's a YouTube video. So, I respect that side of things. And that would also cut down on some of those things that you're talking about because then they couldn't get you to take the action.
There's two ways that I can see YouTube DMs being something that I might use. Number one, the link system, which is clunky, but it would allow me to communicate with people that I want to communicate with. But I mean, in reality, I'm probably already communicating with them somewhere else. But number two, channel members. I think, and you mentioned this, I think channel members having direct, and maybe it could be a tier level. Like at a certain tier, you can get DM access or something like that. But just opening it up to the public, like they have on other platforms, I just don't think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's great. Like, I think that having that to where, like, if somebody reaches out to ask a question, you could hit a button and then it opens up your video list.
Yeah.
And then you could just hit a button to send that particular video. So somebody asks a question, like in our case, hey, I'm trying to do this thing with YouTube. Just open it up, find that video in your channel and just send it. Right.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool for that. I think that channel memberships would be great.
Yeah.
I think it would also make it easier for brands to reach out too. Because then they could come at you directly through that DM system instead of having to find you somewhere else through your business inquiry email or finding you on some other platform to send you a message there.
Yeah.
So I think it would be awesome there too.
I don't know how they would validate the brand. Maybe I don't know how they would do that, but if there's some sort of a validation system. Because again, like everything else, people are trying to spoof that they're a particular brand so they can hack.
Daniel
accounts.
Batal, by the way, if you get a message from Daniel Batal, it is not him.
Oh no, is it going around?
Yeah. So here's the thing. So
no.
So there's scammers right now trying to reach out, pretending they're Daniel Batal, and I'm sure a bunch of other creators as well. There are scammers reaching out, claiming that they are with Opus Clips. So you got to be really careful about those emails as well. And I think it might have been vidIQ that was also having a similar issue.
Really?
To where people were reaching out and claiming that they were reaching out on behalf of vidIQ as well. I'm pretty sure it was them. I apologize, guys, if it's not vidIQ, but I think it was them to where they were having a similar situation of somebody trying to spoof them as well.
I'm going to go on the record right here to everyone in here and say, if you ever receive an email from me out of the blue, and we've never had correspondence before, I'm not sending you an email. I do not send cold call emails to anyone. I don't just send.
Scene fades to like 2 weeks from now. You're like, I'm the email guy.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sending emails to everybody.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't randomly send emails to people off of YouTube.
Yeah.
If we've had conversations before and I think of something, yeah, sure, I might. If we have a history, but I'm just not going to just randomly email somebody out of the blue. Right. So if you get something that says they're me, it's not real.
Yeah.
Not real.
Yep. Yeah, so just keep an eye out for all that stuff. But when it comes to the DM feature, it is available for you now. So if you want to use it, you absolutely can. The process, like I mentioned before, it's a little bit clunky because you have to go in, you have to create the link. Once you create the link, then you have to, share from there. However, once you do have that connection with somebody, one of the things that you can do is when it comes to sharing a video. If you click on the share option, if you're on a mobile device, then on the little share card that shows up there, you can just click on that person's name, and then it will send it to that person directly without having to, fumble around and try to find them or anything like that. It's really efficient in that regard when it comes to sharing content with people. So once it's set up, it's pretty smooth, but it's just that initial setup part. They could really tune that in to make it easier for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see how it plays out.
Yep.
Hopefully
Yeah, I think even having a button on a channel to where it's just like a request would also be like an easier thing than having to send links to people.
Yeah.
Just because you're having to like copy it, open something else, and send it, and that's like a whole process. Versus like I'm already on YouTube, check my thing. What are my requests? Oh yeah, I know this person. They're accepted, done. Right.
Yeah.
So just like a little request, button there, I think would also be just a nice level up when it comes to it.
What I don't want to happen.
And hey, really quick, Home Rapid Repair. Larry, he mentions that Kevin Colby was also faked in emails like Daniel was.
Kevin
Yep.
too.
Yep. So just a heads up there. But go ahead, D. Sorry.
One thing that makes me nervous about YouTube, and this isn't to throw YouTube under the bus or anything, but they have a tendency of sunsetting features. And so does Google.
Right.
That's the one thing about trying to okay, well, I'm going to stop using Discord, or I'm going to stop going here, and I'm going to build my DM structure around YouTube. And then 2 years from now, YouTube's like, yeah, we're going to sunset this. Didn't really work out the way we thought it was going to work out. Well, Discord is still going to be around.
Right.
Or whatever system that you're using. Right. So I'm just a little bit, we talk about diversifying everything. Like, I don't want to put everything in the hands of Google. I want to put as little as possible in the hands of one entity.
Yeah, I would like it for the convenience, for the convenience sake. And other things too, like, and this is a very, unique use case, but other things like when we occasionally do giveaways and stuff like that, we have to send them somewhere else. Hey, go over here and, send us an email, blah, blah. Being able to do that on YouTube, like, hey, just send me a DM on YouTube, and then you would have that immediate thing to where you'd see their channel too. Yeah, like in our case, that's a very unique use case, but, that sort of thing is also easier.
I can see some use cases for it, but I just, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. David Matney says, pretty soon we'll have scammers trying to convince you to move to Omaha.
Hey, man, weirder things have happened. We are living in weird times.
We are living in weird times. Yeah.
Do we have any other YouTube news?
So if this is your first time here, I do want to let you know that we are answering YouTube questions, looking at channels, giving feedback, all that stuff. So if you do have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube, there is a form that is pinned, or a link that is pinned to the chat right now. You can click on that. It'll send you to the form where you can get your question into that form, and we will get it answered on the stream today. If you are watching this from somewhere that is not YouTube, you can go to nickniman.com/ask, and it will also send you to that same exact form that we are collecting the questions from. So go ahead and get those questions in there right now. We just have one question. So if you get a question in there, you're definitely going to get it answered on the stream today. But for now, we're going to go ahead and take this one right out of the chat. It says, I want to start to create content in YouTube, but I'm overwhelmed. What should I do first? This is a great question and really a great way to kick this off. So if you are starting a YouTube channel and you're trying to figure out what to do, the very first thing that you should do is you should break down all the different things that you're interested in. And the reason for that is because you want to make content about things that you're interested in, because you're going to be making a lot of content. You're essentially going to be completely immersed in that thing as a content creator. So because of that, making a list of all the things that you're interested in, and then figuring out of those things which ones that you would like to actually make content about, which ones would be viable for making content long term. Because when you start making videos, it's not going to be something that, it's likely not going to be something that you just make one video and then you walk away. You're probably going to make hundreds, maybe even thousands of videos on your YouTube channel. So you want to make sure that whatever it is that you are going to be sharing on your channel will support that type of output over time. Of course, it's not going to all happen at once, but over time, like, is this something that I'll be able to make content on for a long period of time? And a really easy way to do that and to check that out is to hop on YouTube and just look for other people that have done the same, that are talking about those subjects, sharing things about those subjects, or just doing whatever, one of those things are that you're interested in. From there, depending on what it is that you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish, I also recommend that you also look at the monetization possibilities from that content as well, because some content is easier to monetize than other content. So a lot of people, when they start YouTube, they don't even know that you can monetize in other ways besides AdSense. And I saw somebody post, and I can't remember who posted it, but one of the ways that they framed AdSense is that AdSense is the floor, not the ceiling, right? So basically, when you're just on AdSense, then your potential in terms of your earning income, don't get me wrong, you can earn crazy money with AdSense. But when it comes to AdSense, even people that are earning crazy money with AdSense, they usually have other things layered on top of their YouTube channel, other ways that they're monetizing on top of their YouTube channel. It can be merch, it can be other personal products, it can be physical products, digital products, it can be brand deals, affiliate marketing, all those types of things. But some content is just easier to make money with than others. So if one of the reasons that you are creating content is to also generate income so that maybe you can go full time, or maybe you can add to your personal bottom line, right, in addition to your job money, then in that case, you want to make sure that you are getting into something that has a realistic way to monetize in addition to AdSense. So that's just figuring out like the content that you want to make, okay? Then once you decide on the content that you want to make, you also want to make sure that you have a very clear goal. When it comes to your goals, you can have goals that are pointed towards, vanity metrics like subscriber growth and, view growth and that type of thing. However, having like a bigger picture goal alongside of those things is also really important. Like, this thing that you're trying to do. And then by having that goal, it helps you, or helps inform all of the decisions that you make around your content. What I mean by that is if you're trying to accomplish this thing, over here, then in that case, if you have somebody trying to collaborate with you, then you're going to run it through this and say, okay, well, is this collaboration, the right fit for, these bigger picture things that I'm trying to do? Yes or no? Or any of the other goals, that I have around the channel. When brands reach out, right, does this align with what it is that I'm trying to do? Yes or no? For the videos that I'm going to publish, does this align with what I'm trying to accomplish with this channel? Yes or no, right? So all of the decisions that you make around your channel, they all point towards your goal that you're trying to accomplish on YouTube, okay? And then once you have the goal that you're trying to accomplish, the next thing you got to do, because you have the content, right, and you have the goal that you're trying to do, and really you can kind of swap those as well. The whole reason that I put the content first is because like you're just starting, you don't know like what you're going to make, I'm assuming, based on your question. So because of that, like breaking everything down to what it is that you want to, what it is that you want to make content about is really important. But the goal, depending on your approach, can also inform the content that you're going to make too. But once you have your goal and you know the type of content you're going to make, the next thing you need to do is research the audience that's likely to be interested in that content. So you want to look at other YouTube channels that make content like you're wanting to make. You want to hop into subreddits that talk about the things that you are going to be making content about. You want to find Facebook groups, Discords, just anything, groups anywhere that you can be a part of where they are, talking about the thing that you are going to be making content about. And you want to immerse yourself in those communities, not so that you can post your videos and that sort of stuff, but so that you can understand the other people that are into that thing. You might come into it with a lot of knowledge if you're already into it, but seeing the way that other people, because you want other people to watch your videos, seeing the way that those other people talk about and think about that thing that you're going to be making content about. And then by doing that, that's going to also help you when it comes to your video ideas, how you make your thumbnails, how you write your titles, how you even communicate with people in your videos. When you know who it is that you're trying to reach, it informs all of those types of things to help you make those connections stronger. And then from there, you want to put together some type of content strategy where with the content strategy, you know that you're making certain videos for certain purposes that all lead in the direction of your goals. And then from there, you start publishing videos. And then once you start publishing videos, you start getting feedback from people. It can be a lot of feedback depending on how people respond to your videos, or it could be just a little tiny bit of feedback when you're first getting started. And then you start using that information, as you can to inform the next videos that you are going to make on the channel, and to, fine tune your content strategy over time. And then as you're going through that entire process, because once you start publishing, in some cases people have a good start. In other cases, it can take a little bit to get started. But when you are going through those processes, and you are publishing videos, then that gives you the opportunity to, to get that feedback for the people that you're making content for. And then you just iterate all of that over time. And then there's going to be some crossroads that you're going to come to. And those crossroads that you come to are going to be about things like, you're like, hey, this is something that I want to make content about, or I want to make content in this way, but people aren't responding to it in the way that I'm trying to do it. Therefore, let me try to, modify this somehow so that I can make it so that people will respond to it for that target, audience that you're trying to reach. And you just iterate that, over and over and over again until you get everything dialed in. And then as you go through that process, and that's usually the longest, part of this is getting all that dialed in. Once you get through all of that, then you'll have a channel that's in motion, and you'll be going. But keep in mind, there's tons of information that's all stacked into each one of those things, and there's a lot of nuance that goes into all of that as well. So because of that, just make sure that you strap in and you're ready for the ride, and that you commit to it. Because, it can take a while as well. YouTube comes with a learning curve. So just embrace that learning curve, embrace that you're new. Don't expect a bunch. Instead, think about, okay, how can I make this the best for these people that I'm trying to reach? If you focus on that, and everything else will fall into place a little bit easier for you. So hopefully that helps. And let's see here. Hold on really quick. Did Jerry, hold on. Am I missing something here? Hold on, I think Jerry might have, hold on. Oh, okay, you're almost at 10,000 subscribers. Nice. Early congrats on 10,000 subscribers. Absolutely love it. Congratulations there. Early congratulations, Jerry. Absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. Congratulations to you. High five and fist bump. And let's see here. We have Film School Dad says 2 years later, and they just hit 10,000 subscribers. Congratulations to you, too. Love those wins. Keep those wins coming in if you got them. Yes, fantastic. Absolutely, absolutely love it. Congratulations, everybody. Oh, Jerry's 28 people away. Oh, man. Ooh, love it, love it, love it. So just as a reminder, if you are new here, or if you're, just showing up, what we're doing is we are answering YouTube questions. We're giving feedback on channels, all that sort of thing. So if you have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube, you can just go right to this link right here, and you can put your, information about your channel in there and all that stuff. It's free to do, and we will get it answered on the stream today. We have some questions coming in now, but if you get your question in there, it'll definitely get answered on the stream because we still don't have that many. So let's see here. We'll go ahead and get into the content and see how we go. So the very first question here is for Cattastic. Cattastic uploads one time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do aerospace gaming content. That sounds interesting. Goal of the channel is to have fun. And the question is, I want to play another game like Avatar, but concerned about viewers leaving since I'm a hardcore Star Citizen. Should I use the 80-20 rule? Yes. Yeah, anytime you're trying to experiment with something like that and you're trying to pivot the channel in any way, shape, or form, or just introduce something new, the 80-20 rule is usually the path that you want to follow. And then by doing that, you're going to slowly be, kind of steering in that direction. But keep in mind, sometimes, that direction that you're going to be going into, if you have your entire channel Star Citizen, it can take a while to steer that ship because you have to grow a whole new audience of people that are into the Avatar content, right? So, because of that, you could have some videos that just do well right out of the gate. But if not, then, just keep going. But, just remember that, you've grown your channel so far on Star Citizen. So because of that, you have to, prime the, not prime, you just have to get people in that are interested in the other content. And I would also just be really careful over time of, kind of going back and forth too much and make sure that you do keep it more Star Citizen dominant, which is why, you're doing the 80-20. And that's because you want to make sure that as you're publishing videos that you can, build some momentum, experiment, build some momentum, experiment, build some momentum, experiment. Says you're going to continue Star Citizen, but you want to do more. Perfect. And also when it comes to the games that you're going to play, you can also just do a little bit of, checking to see what your audience is into. You can just make a community post and say, hey, do you play, anybody here play Avatar? And then just a yes or no. So just a real quick poll. And then that's going to tell you the people that are already interacting enough that YouTube is going to show them that community post. That'll give you some feedback on the people that are already interested in that content. Next up on the list here.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
We have English Woodsman, English Woodsman, they upload 1 time per week or more. They do outdoor camping content. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, I have a second channel with 6,000 subscribers, but not updated it for 2 years or more, and I deleted all the videos. Would it be okay to just start uploading again, or should I start a new channel? Honestly, if it was me, I would start a new channel. And the reason for that is just because you have this activity that happened and went away, and videos, and you deleted the videos, all that stuff. I would just start something fresh. So you start with a clean slate, and then that also gives you the opportunity. Like, I'm not sure how good you are at making content, but that gives you also the opportunity to tap into the extra love that YouTube gives new channels. So because of that, yeah, I would absolutely start a new channel for that. Janet, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Jeanette, Healing Sweet, welcome to the stream. Together we travel. Nice to see you in here. Mac Movement, what's going on? Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, everybody. If you're coming from the other side, hope that you are having a good morning. If you're coming from this side, hope that you're having a good evening. If you're coming from Chantel and Doug's side, hope you're having a good night. So the next question that we have on the list, by the way, if you are just joining us, you can go to this link right here to get your question answered, or you can, and it's free, or you can just click the link at the bottom of the chat if you're on YouTube. If you're somewhere else, then you want to go to this link right here. So next up on our list here, we have the Profile Hideout. The Profile Hideout does daily content, been on YouTube for less than a year. They do live day trading content. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, how can I best extend my reach when I only have a live stream? I'm not sure what to do here. Really focus on clipping or short form, or extend the time streaming. So if you are a live streamer, I would mix short form into it. So yes, you can grow channels just around live streams. Plenty of people do it. Plenty of people have done it. However, if you're publishing videos too, it looks like on here. Hold on, let me make sure I'm looking at the right channel here. I'm going to pull up another one just to make sure that these were both put in the right spot here. Oops. Okay, yeah, so it is. So yeah, it looks like you are publishing videos. The last one was a month ago, but maybe you're transitioning into live streaming. So yeah, you can absolutely grow channels based on live streaming. But one thing that I would not do in your case, if you are trying to grow the channel, is I would not duplicate titles. Here, let me pull you up real quick so that everybody can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so if you, oops, hold on, let me take this down. Share screen. We're going to go to this screen and share. Okay. So one thing that I definitely would recommend that you do not do is, you can see right here how you are on all of the recent live streams that you're doing here. I mean, over the last week, you're using the same exact thumbnail. If you're trying to grow, and titles, if you're trying to grow the channel, you don't want to be this repetitive. Instead, you want to make a unique thumbnail for each live stream. You want to make a unique title for each live stream. And the whole idea with that is so that it feels new to people. So as it's showing up on their, home pages, things like that, that you're experimenting with different ways to capture their attention, right? And bring them into your content. So with where you're at right now, I would definitely not commit to a thumbnail style yet, something that you would use as a template. And even when it comes, to that, templates, are not always the best move. So if your question was different and you're like, hey, I'm doing these live streams for my community and we're just like doing hangouts and stuff, and I'm using this in my content strategy as just a way to connect with my, people that are in there, kind of like we do here, then in that case, this sort of thing's fine, because then they just see your face and that's enough for them, or they get used to the template and that's enough. But if you're trying to grow the channel, which is what your question was based on, then in that case, this is not the path right now. Instead, pick the core topics that you're going to be talking about, figure out a bunch of different ways that you can frame those core topics, figure out a bunch of different ways that you can make thumbnails to express those topics, and then, do your streams, that way. But when it comes to what it is that you're doing, I do recommend that you use shorts, and really even not just shorts, but also clipping some of this, because you're doing like 2 hour, 1.5 hour live streams. And because of that, you have a lot of content in here. So I would also, with some of this, I would be publishing shorts from it, and I would also be publishing some vertical content. I would be really particular about it, but I would also be publishing like your best moments. If you can make like 3 to 5 minute videos out of some of that live stream, then I would do that and publish those as regular videos. And then by doing that, it gives you the option to capture people here, gives you the option to capture people here in YouTube Shorts, and that gives you the option to capture people here if you were publishing videos. But I'm not sure if these are already clipped from your live streams or what you're doing there. But yeah, so with these, another reason that you want to think about using shorts and videos is because, you know, an hour and 55 minutes, like that's a big ask for people, right? So because of that, these shorter pieces of content are going to be pieces of exposure for you to where, you know, if somebody doesn't have time to spend, you know, 2 hours on content, maybe they have a minute or 30 seconds or, you know, 3 minutes. Or maybe they have 5 minutes or 10 minutes that they can spend, but they might not even click on this just because of the timestamp, right? So if you're actively trying to grow with this, you definitely want to leverage clipping. And for that, I'm not sure what you're already using, but Opus Clip can help you with this in a major way. If you use Adobe Premiere, it's even better because then what you can do is you can upload these videos. Oh my gosh, I haven't been showing the thing. There we go. This is the channel. These are the thumbnails I'm talking about. So, yeah, these right here. So, yeah, if you are using Opus Clip, you can download the Premiere file. You can, or just the XML file, and then you can load that up into Premiere, and then you can like re-edit stuff inside of there too, add extra graphics to it, that sort of thing. So you get a lot of flexibility there. So if you're not using Opus Clip yet, make sure that you do. But one of the things that I was saying when I wasn't showing the screen is that using, you know, the videos and the shorts is going to be a discovery mechanism for this channel, just to kind of hedge against these long videos. You got people coming in here, which is great, but you want to make sure that you are, you know, also publishing content that's easy to consume, just as a way to connect with those people as well and bring them in. Great question. Build with Mooney, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Shark Scrapper, nice to see you, dude. Doug Hewson saying Brisbane here. Yep, got some Australians checking in. Oh, love it. Yeah, he's not paying attention, Shark Scrapper. So let's see here. Okay. So next up on our list here, we have Love Nesters. What's going on? Hope you guys are doing great. They upload 1 time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do a Midwest travel channel aimed at empty nesters. The goal of the channel is to make money. And they say, we've been on YouTube for 4 years now, and I think that it's time to level up our audio quality. We film with a GoPro and an Android phone. If you only had $300 to spend and the goal was to improve audio, would you, 1, buy a new microphone, 2, upgrade to DaVinci Resolve Studio, 3, a subscription service that cleans audio? If you would upgrade the microphone, what would you recommend for 2 microphones? Video shout out in the world with lots of background noise. Thanks for all your advice in creating a community of creators. So yeah, so the solution that I would do if I was in your case is I would get the Hollyland Mark II, and I would combine that with Adobe Podcast Enhance. So that Hollyland, I think, is here. I'll actually pull it up on Amazon. Give me 1 second here. And this is an absolutely amazing microphone, especially if you combine it with Adobe Podcast Enhance. So let's see here. It is this one. Okay. So this is the microphone right here. Oops. Let me pull this up. Make sure. All right. So this is the microphone right here. So it comes with these 2 wireless lavaliers right here, and these have magnets on the back of them. And also you can put a black sticker. They ship it with a black sticker that you can put over this so you remove their branding. But basically you can put one of these on each of the people, and then it records it all You can connect with the GoPro. I think you would need to put this into a hot shoe of some type. You'd have to get a mount for the GoPro, put this into a hot shoe of some type, and then have the signal going out of this into the GoPro. And then this would be your whole entire solution. So because of where I'm located, I'm not getting the pricing information here, but this is, I think, around $100. And the quality of this is absolutely fantastic. So when I do the bursts of content where I create a bunch of shorts for like TikTok and stuff like that, I will use this microphone for almost everything. And it's fantastic. So basically it's this microphone mixed it with Adobe Podcast Enhance, and then it's a perfect pairing. And with Adobe Podcast Enhance, when you're using that, make sure that you don't turn up the settings too much. Make sure that you do, dial it back a bit in terms of the settings. Usually around like 10 to 20% is usually the best. Yeah, subtle moves. And that will completely fix your audio situation. And what's awesome about using lavalier mics like this is that, wireless lavaliers, but just lavaliers in general. One of the awesome things is that, it doesn't matter how close you are to the camera, within reason, right? Because you want to make sure the signal's there. But, if you set the camera over there and you stand all the way back here and talk, or you're walking around showing stuff or whatever the thing is, it just gives you tons of flexibility where you don't have to be right up there, on top of the microphone all the time. So that's just a great solution for that. Dee, what are your thoughts on the Hollyland? Do you have it here? Because I know I gave it to you last week. Do you have it?
No,
Oh, okay.
I have two different models of Hollyland.
Mm-hmm.
I have DJI, I have Boya, and I have the Rode Wireless Go 2, I believe it's called. So I have a bunch of them, and they're all come in at different price points. Yeah. If I were to recommend one, and I have no connection to the company at all, I would recommend Hollyland over DJI. I know a lot of people love their DJI, but I just had issues with mine out of the gate. Other people have said they're fine for them, but I just find the Hollyland to be really intuitive, and it's just literally just plug and play.
Yeah.
There's no having to set anything. You just plug it in and plug it in.
Well, with that said, though, there is one thing. So when you get it, make sure that you do watch like a setup video on it, and make sure that you do read the manual, because they do have a thing. I'm glad you mentioned that, Dee. They do have a thing where you can turn noise cancellation on directly on the microphone, and then they actually process it right there on the fly. I don't recommend that. That's what I was going to say. You got to be really careful with that because, it can gargle things up just a little bit. So if you just record it raw, then Adobe Enhance you'll be able to make the adjustments you need to get the audio that you need out of that.
So Stitch and Yarn Circle says, I have a Hollyland, but it won't connect with my phone.
Oh, interesting.
I need to work on that again. Yeah, I have two of them. I haven't had any problems, but...
You have one that's phone specific, right?
I have one that is phone specific, but the reverse thing has happened to me with the DJI. Oh. I've had problems with my DJI, and then I made a comment about it, and I got taken to the woodshed. Everybody's like, "Oh, our DJI is flawless." And, well, mine didn't work so well. So yeah, watch a video on it, or make sure you're reading the instructions.
Make sure you have the apps installed, all that stuff too, because those types of things matter as well. So like on this Hollyland, like you can turn that noise cancellation on and off, and there's also some additional controls inside of the app as well. So just make sure you have the app installed. That's why I said to watch a video on it. So just make sure you have the app installed. Make sure you watch a video on it, and then you'll be good to go. I think that's the solution that'll be perfect for you.
You need to install the app. And this goes for all of them. You have to install the app, and then you have to make sure that everything is paired. You have to make sure that the little, I don't know what you're plugging it into, your computer or your camera or your phone, but you have to make sure the interface is plugged into whatever it is that you're plugging it into, and then the actual microphone is paired to that device. It just takes a few seconds in most situations. But if you miss any of that, it's not going to work right. But once you figure it out the first time, then you're like, oh, okay, that's really easy.
Yeah.
But they all sound pretty amazing. And I'm going to co-sign what you said about Adobe Podcast or a similar service. But I think you can still use Adobe Podcast for free up to a certain amount of time. But there are competitors out there and they all sound great. Like Nick said, don't use the noise cancellation on the microphone itself. Use it in the AI cleanup. If you're going to upload it to something like Adobe Podcast, you can use their noise cancellation or noise reduction, which is better than what comes built into the mics currently. That's going to change probably in the future, but currently the AI tools are better for doing that.
Yeah, and Scale Train Station says, does the Hollyland have 2 mics? Yes. So you have this one and you have this one. And this particular kit, and
This
the reason
model does.
Yeah, and the reason that I recommend this kit is because it has the 2 microphones, and inside of here, this is a big battery pack. So these things last forever, and then you can charge them in between in this battery pack, which is cool. But if you look here, it has the USB-C option. Mine also came with a Lightning, but I don't see that. I don't see that option here. It might be in here somewhere. But this version right here, or this over here, is a receiver so that you can connect it to your camera. So in their case, it would be either GoPro, or a computer. It works on a computer as well. So yeah, all the way around, this is a solid choice when it comes to improving your audio.
Yeah,
and we don't have any relationship with them or
No.
anything. I got to make sure I say that disclaimer.
Yeah, mic noise reduction can sound a bit digital robotic. If you overdo it, yes, it can. And that's where most people, a year ago, I would have said, yeah, most of it sounds really bad. But we're at the stage now to where as long as you don't overdo it, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
That being said, if you come in with a train wreck of audio, it can only do so much.
Right.
If your audio is just an absolute disaster, you're not going to be able to fix all of it. But I always recommend, unless you're recording something for a podcast, you don't have to take out all the noise.
Yeah, if you're out in the world, then like having some type of noise is okay. You just want to make sure your voice stands out.
Yeah. Think about the environment. Okay, somebody's going to click on your video when they see you in this whatever environment you're in. Think about what the audience expectation of what your audio might sound like given that environment. If you're outside, it doesn't make sense to have a crystal clean audio sound.
Yep.
It just doesn't work. There should be some little bit of sound going on in the background. If you're in a room, I'm also not a fan of completely taking out all of the sound. You can have a little bit of room noise. It sounds natural. It's a creative choice, but if you're doing something like a podcast, then you would want to reduce that as much as possible.
Another little doodad that since we're on Amazon, this is we might as well show some additional stuff. So
we missed the super chat, by the way.
So yeah, we'll get you Zach right here in just a second. So one additional thing for those of you that do tutorials, if you do your tutorials on a small monitor, my friend Justin Brown over at Primal Video, as a part of their course that they have over there, they send out emails and they keep people up to date on like tools and products and stuff like that. I never knew this existed until that email. But basically, they have these dummy plugs. And I'm sure some of you probably know about these already, but this was completely new to me, and I had no idea.
Okay, you're just dropping this on me for the first time. So
Yes.
you have my full attention.
Yeah, and
What
it's
does it do?
and it's in my cart. So basically, what this does is you can plug this into a regular monitor. So you can plug this into like a 1920 by 1080 monitor.
Okay.
And then it basically rescales everything to 4K.
What?
So then you don't need a 4K monitor.
Yo, what?
Yeah. So yeah, this little thing right here, and the package I'm ordering is 3 because of you. So I'm gonna get myself one, and then or get myself 2 for 2 computers, and then I'm gonna give you one as well.
So
I don't know how it works. It's magic. I don't know. But yeah, so I got that email from Justin, and I was like, holy cow, this looks awesome. So I threw them in my cart, and I'm the ones that he recommended are like a darker color. But I looked around for a bit, and I ran into this one too, just so I can get a 3-pack. So yeah, but pretty cool. I didn't know it existed.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yep, that's why I'm sharing it with everybody else. I didn't either.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Surely it's not going to just be like the quality of a crisp 4K monitor.
Some of them, this one only has 12 reviews on it. The one that he sent had like 600 and something reviews. And
why are we-
almost all of them were good.
Why are we not getting that one?
This just has a 3-pack. So I was just trying to get more of them.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that it's probably a similar thing because the reviews on this one are pretty good too.
Here we go.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But Zach Talks Tech, thank you for the super chat, man. Says, I'm uploading YouTube Shorts on a regular basis again. I'm enjoying the direct way it forces you to make content. Is Creator Mix still supported? D.
Yeah, I mean, it's still live. Use the music that you want. I haven't uploaded music in a while because that was a passion project. It was for fun, and it doesn't really make money. Everything that comes in on it is pretty much just pays for like server fees and bandwidth usage and all of that stuff. So unfortunately, I have to prioritize where I put my time. I have a boatload of music that has not been uploaded yet, and I will get to it at some point. But yeah, I mean, the music's still there. You can download it. You can use it.
Is
And
there
it's-
an AI or something that you can run through to get it up to par and put it up? Because it's
No.
mostly used as like background music and stuff anyway. So I don't think it has to be like manually mastered and stuff.
no. It's done. I've already done it all. It's done. It's done and ready to upload.
Give it to me. I'll upload.
But it's just the process of going through and putting it in and all of that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I'll upload
organizing
it.
it and
Right.
yeah. So yeah, you can still use it.
And next, Tangoin the Kitchen, thank you for the super chat. Says that was going to be my question too, because it took me this long to realize that even for a cooking channel, you need good audio. Yeah. You know, one of the like cliche things that you hear when it comes to people talking about making content is that, you know, you hear people say, and we say it too, but you hear people say that audio is half of the experience, right? Because it is. You have your video side and you have your audio side. But what's interesting about it is that if your camera quality isn't that great, but your audio is solid, then it's not annoying necessarily, right? But if your camera quality is like the best camera that you could get, but your audio sucks and your audio is annoying, then people will leave the video like as soon as they come into the video. So it can make a really big difference in terms of how people perceive your content. And good audio also just increases the perceived value of your content also, because it feels like it's a higher quality thing. And it also removes one of those obstacles of distracting people from the actual content. Because if you're publishing content, you want to make sure that everything, you know, your video quality and your audio quality is up to a good enough level that people aren't distracted by it being bad, right? So that's like the baseline goal that you want with your content. And because of that, you know, in a lot of cases, you need to get a microphone in order to, you know, dial that stuff in.
I want to add to that. Number one, both George Lucas and David Lynch have said that, and I'm paraphrasing here, that audio is 50% of the experience, right, when it comes to a movie or a video. But that doesn't mean you have to have broadcast quality audio for doing like cooking or whatever it is that you're doing. You just have to have good enough audio to where it's not distracting for the viewer. So if you can get a little microphone, if you're not using a microphone, it's going to make a world of difference. Yeah.
And Jerry says that I recorded yesterday in a bar with loud music, and the audio cleanup in the YouTube Create app not only eliminated it, it also enhanced our voices. So yeah, there's that option. There's that option too. So yeah, I think
I always forget about that app.
Me too. I think in the very near future, I mean, really, we're there already. You know, like if YouTube is handling some of that stuff, I think that, you know, when it comes to having bad audio, I think that it's going to come down to just people, you know, just not knowing to look for tools to help them with their audio, right? Because I think, you know, everything's getting so good at making everything good that I think that if somebody doesn't have good audio, it's just going to come down to they just didn't know to look for good audio. Like how do I make my audio better? They just didn't know.
Yeah.
Because if you start looking for that, then you're, you know, all paths are going to lead to like one of these amazing tools.
I see a lot of creators just using their phone and the audio that comes on their mic, or the mic that comes with their phone.
Yeah.
And they even use the ear pods, and some people still use the plug-in mic that comes with it.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
You might pick up a lot of extra room noise with the microphone on your phone, but they do have, I don't know about Android, but the iPhones have voice isolation that can help dial the audio in on your voice.
Yep.
But if it's for a video and not a live stream, you can also export that audio and put it into Adobe Podcast, and it will work magic on that. And maybe YouTube Create will too. I haven't tested it in there.
Yep.
But we're at the stage now, like you said, where there's really no excuse to have bad audio.
Right.
You can
Amy Johnson, what's going on?
You can clean up and make most audio sound good within reason. I mean, if you're shooting next to, like, you know, if you're at a concert, you're going to struggle, or next to something really loud, you're going to struggle. But for just normal dialogue situations, just people talking and recording videos, yeah, there's no reason to have bad audio.
Right. So next up on the list here, that was a great question. So thanks for bringing that up, because audio is definitely a solution or a problem that a lot of people, you know, struggle with. So thank you for bringing that up. And one other thing too, I want to let you know that this stream is brought to you by Opus Clip. because I didn't mention that earlier, but Opus Clip is a repurposing tool for your content. So you can just drop a link to a long YouTube video or a long live stream in there, and it'll cut it up into a bunch of smaller pieces of content. So you can use that content for YouTube Shorts, you can use it for TikTok, you can use it for Instagram, you can use it, because it'll make mid-form content up to 15 minutes as well. So you can also use it for actual video content if you need to also, but a lot of really great solutions there. They also have an amazing tool called Agent Opus, and with Agent Opus, you can make just full videos from scratch if you want to, in whatever style that you want. And in addition to that, a lot of people are using it for B-roll. And how it works is you can take parts of your video, if you're like, man, I just don't know what to use for B-roll for this, and you can just upload that audio clip, and then it'll use that audio clip to make whatever B-roll it is that you need. But it's really cool. But you can see that all at opusclip.com, or Agent Opus is what you want to look for there.
So this is exactly what I was talking about audio. The audio experience should match the content. I dislike cooking videos with no ambient noise and highly overproduced and isolated voices. I'm the same way. I don't like a podcast sound on videos that shouldn't have a podcast sound. Somebody's in their car talking. A lot of people love to record in the car, and it sounds like it's a podcast. That doesn't work for me. My brain just doesn't make that connection, and it feels off. I don't like it. It almost, sometimes I wonder if it's AI, right? Like, is this even a real human? Because the audio doesn't sound right.
Foot Doctor Zach in the house. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing great. It's been a while. Hope you're doing awesome. Says, I went back to using my phone for a lot of videos, and they do just as well as my insane camera setup. Yeah, it's wild.
Yep.
It's wild. Like, I think it's pretty cool that we're at that point, like we've got it with audio. If you have a modern phone, then your camera's probably going to be good enough. Like, it's awesome. I love that we're at this point in time with technology.
I would say if you've purchased a phone within the past 4 years, probably you're probably good to go.
Yeah. I mean, really, people were making iPhone videos like during the pandemic and earlier.
I mean, that doesn't mean your older phone can't make content.
Right,
I'm just talking about in terms of like really good,
like competing with like high-end cameras.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I see stuff on Instagram and TikTok where people will compare, and I know they have it on YouTube too, but I see it a lot on those two platforms where they compare iPhone, like the new iPhone footage with like some high-end camera, and and I'm sure if you're looking at the raw footage, you're going to tell the difference. But once it's compressed and it's shoved down into your phone, like at a glance, you're just like, I would just use the phone.
Yeah,
it's not worth the $7,000 you paid.
Right.
If this is all you're doing with the camera, is putting your stuff on Instagram, you just blew $7,000,
right?
Or however much money you spent on that camera.
Yep.
But obviously, if you're doing other projects, it makes sense.
Hey, since we were showing that HDMI tech before, and we were talking about the Hollyland mics, one more thing I want to show you guys, because this is also something new that I just discovered. And we were going to set this up before the stream, but we came in a little bit late today. But I also got this thing for the stream, so hopefully we'll have it set up next time.
Just set it up now. You brought the cable.
Yeah.
It would just take a second to unplug it.
To swap it out.
Yeah.
But basically, they also have these things as well. So if you are a live streamer, what this is an
ejection button.
Yeah, it shoots D through the ceiling.
This will shoot me through the ceiling.
Yeah. So basically, you get that, and then you just go like this, and then D goes through the ceiling.
Or it opens a Shark Tank, and I fall into
a Jabba the Hutt thing, and you're like down there fighting whatever that thing is.
The Rancor.
Yep, I knew you'd know the name of it.
Yeah.
But basically, what this is it's a mute switch for your live streams. So if you're using like a Rodecaster or something, it's not a big deal. You already have those buttons on the Rodecaster. But for this, the Rodecaster's over there, and from time to time, if I have to cough or sneeze or something on a live stream, or cuss D out, then in that case, I can just hit the button here to mute it. And then I just let it go, and then it'll let the signal through from there. So really cool thing on here.
I think you should set it up right now.
Yeah, it's okay. We can do it after the stream. I'll just try not to cough or do anything weird. Yeah.
I'll throw my coffee at you then if you cough, because you were just giving it an opportunity to set
right.
that up.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna have line issues and things like that, and I don't want it to be like a little loop of tech problems. So
That's
yeah.
how we roll.
Yeah. So next up, we have Cody's Outdoor Adventures. Cody's Outdoor Adventures uploads when they have time. Been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do outdoor vlog content. Goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, I uploaded a new fishing video 13 days ago and it only has 64 views, and I used and took a thumbnail that was generated by vidIQ. Why is the video still not generating views, but my shorts are? Okay, so there's a handful of things that we got to talk about here. So the very first thing is that no tool can guarantee you views because you use it, okay? So when it comes to all of the different tools, when it comes to vidIQ, when it comes to Tube Spanner, when it comes to 1 of 10, when it comes to, what else do we have out there? Anyway, like when it comes to any of the YouTube focused tools, they're just tools. So because of that, they can make all of this stuff, but you still have to, you know, make good content. You still have to write a good title. You still have to come up with good video ideas and all of those things. So, you know, when it comes to, you know, their thumbnail tool, it can make good thumbnails. However, you know, your video idea might not be there. I'm actually going to go look at your channel, but your video idea might not be there. The content itself might not have been something that people enjoyed, or you know, your title could have, you know, put people out. So just because you're using AI to make the thumbnail does not guarantee views. So other things also. Oh yeah, okay. We've looked at you a lot. You know, like keep in mind your upload schedule's like all over the place. You know, things like that too. So you know, there's a lot going on here, and it's definitely not just because you used a vidIQ thumbnail. So so when it comes to all of these tools, they are all very helpful, depending on the use case for them. However, they're definitely not a guarantee of views. So when you're using them, don't think that the channel is going to grow because you're using the tool. Instead, like grow your channel by making good content, learning all the skills involved, and then use the tool to assist you in doing that thing, right? And then in some of them, like for example, like with vidIQ, great for, coming up with, helping you come up with video ideas, helping you identify search terms if your channel is like a search focused channel, that kind of stuff. And then when it comes to like 1 of 10, amazing for finding outliers, amazing for making thumbnails, best thumbnail maker like available right now. Amazing for coming up with like, or seeing like thumbnail trends and topic trends and that sort of thing. So, they're great for being able to see those types of things, but just because you see those you see those things or you use the tools, it's not a guarantee of views. So because of that, just remember that everything comes down to your ability to come up with good ideas, package those ideas in a way that's going to resonate with the people that you're trying to reach. And then once they do click on that content, it's, they're going to come in and they're going to enjoy that content. Then you rinse and repeat that over and over again. And then the second part of this, Rene Ritchie in the house. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing great.
I'm not angry about
He
anything.
said, what is D angry at me about today? Oh, that's great.
No, hold on. I'm never mad at Rene Ritchie. Never.
You're not the brunt of that. He goes after YouTube, not Rene.
Yeah. I'm never mad at Rene Ritchie. Now I feel bad. If I've ever made Rene feel like, why is D mad at me? Like I'm gonna lay in bed tonight, Rene.
I send other people messages that say the same thing. I'm like, why is D mad at me today?
But that's a given.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay in bed tonight, I'm gonna be looking up at the ceiling. It's gonna be dark, and I'm not gonna be able to sleep for just hours on end. And I'm just gonna be thinking about, what did I say to Rene to make him think that I was mad at him?
Oh, love it.
Thanks, Rene.
So I guess that was the thing, Rene. He just did it right there.
You, Rene, because you just messed up my sleep tonight. You had no idea what you did to my insomnia.
Oh, that's great.
You just put my insomnia on steroids.
Now you got to feed him to the. Now you got to feed him to the. What is it?
The Rancor.
The Rancor. Yeah, you got to feed him to the Rancor.
How can you be mad at Rene, though? He's like the nicest dude ever.
So the second part of your question was that your shorts are getting a lot more views. So, one thing to remember, and I mention this a lot here on the stream, because this part of YouTube is something that's really common in terms of people, being like, man, why are my shorts doing well, but my long form content isn't? Is it because, my long form side is broken or, whatever the thing is? But when it comes to YouTube, the difference between shorts and long form is that shorts just show up to people. They also show up, all over YouTube, but in terms of the shorts feed, they just happen to people. They just show up. And
shorts happen.
Shorts happen. And
Yep.
because of that, somebody doesn't have to make the choice to click on a short. So YouTube just, it's just showing it to people. So it's a totally different experience in terms of the way that people get to the content. You don't have to, come up with a great idea for YouTube to show it to somebody. You don't have to, have a thumbnail for it or anything like that. So, I mean, you can, right? Like you can select thumbnails within the content and all that stuff. But in terms of, just the ease of the content just showing up in front of people, it's two totally different experiences. And that's why the shorts do better.
And
so
this is the importance, because you talked about using the thumbnail tool for vidIQ, and vidIQ is a fantastic tool. Mm-hmm. But you still have to, as a creator, you still have to understand what's going to get your audience to click. Just because a AI generator, it doesn't matter which one you're using. You use vidIQ, you can use one of 10, which is also spectacular. You could be using ChatGPT. Just because they're generating these images, which may be great, and they might be exactly what your audience might respond to, or not. Mm-hmm. So you still have to understand who you're making content for and what your audience is going to respond to.
Yeah.
So when you get these generations coming through the services like vidIQ, you have to say, okay, this looks great, but is this something my audience would really respond to, right? Does this have any element of curiosity to it? Why would somebody want to click on this video? It might be graphically nice to look at, but it might not be something that's going to get somebody to click. Or maybe it will. Yep. So this is where your knowledge of your audience has to come into play.
And we had a super chat come in as well. So Lyndon, thank you for the super chat. Says, my viewers enjoy my videos once they click, but getting new viewers to click is the challenge. For a slow living channel, what makes someone stop? So this is an amazing question in terms of how you framed that.
What makes someone stop what?
Yeah. So when it comes to grabbing somebody's attention, the topic carries the most weight. So you can have a great thumbnail, right? Like your thumbnail, I'm looking at your channel right now, and it looks like you don't have any content on this channel that you're answering the question for. But let me actually just go to /videos because I'm just curious here. Nope, still don't. Okay. So when you are trying to get people to click on YouTube, the very first thing is you have to come up with good ideas. And when it comes to good ideas, depending on the type of content, that good idea can be just simply helping somebody solve a problem, right? Or if you're doing like entertainment content, things like that, then you have to come up with a really good idea to where if somebody were to see it on a homepage to where they feel like they have to click in to watch that video to see what's going to happen, right? So like when it comes to the idea, like your ideas have to be solid in terms of the topics of the videos that you're publishing. So if your topic is bad, but your thumbnail's, just a good looking thumbnail, helps the viewer focus on the thing that matters to them, all that stuff, but the topic isn't there, then people aren't going to click on it because they don't care about the general topic that you're talking about. But when it comes to thumbnails, if the topic's good, then you also, want to try to have a good thumbnail. And really, the core foundation of a good thumbnail is simply, does this help the people that I'm trying to reach identify that this is about something that they might care about? So in some cases, that might be focusing on a particular object. In other cases, it might be a thumbnail style that is, kind of synonymous with that niche. So the idea is that you are trying to use your thumbnails as a way to just focus somebody on a thing or, a style if it's like entertainment content, so that they can just simply identify the contents about something that they care about. And then from there, when they look at the title, then you have to have a title that's also something that is at least informative, but, hopefully compelling in some way that will actually get them to click. And then, you said once they click that they're enjoying the content. So you've already got that part covered. So just make sure that you are spending time on the ideas because those really matter. And make sure that you are spending time on the thumbnail and the title. And when you are spending the time on those things, here's the questions that you want to ask yourself. So when it comes to your thumbnail, you just want to ask yourself, what about this thumbnail is going to help the people that I'm trying to reach identify that this is about something that they might care about? And then ask yourself a secondary question, which is there anything else that I'm adding to this thumbnail that might distract people from that thing that they care about, right? To where it might cause them to not, focus on the thing that actually matters to them. This is where creators put like big subscribe buttons and things like that aren't really needed on thumbnails. And then from there, when it comes to your title, ask yourself, what exactly about this title would cause the people that I'm trying to reach with this video to want to come in and see what it is that I have in this video, right? So So yeah, when it comes to getting people to click, like those are really the fundamentals. And another thing that matters also is making sure that when you're publishing content, that all of your videos are targeted towards a certain type of viewer. And the reason this is important is because once YouTube learns the people that respond to your content, then they're going to be showing, your content to some of those people. And when they do, you want those people to respond to it also. So that can tell YouTube that, hey, even the people that are already interacting with this channel, they're also enjoying this. That's why it's so important to make sure that you are niching down so that when you are publishing videos that, everything that you're publishing can be, pointed towards a certain type of viewer, and that viewer can see your channel as a resource for that type of content. And then they can just keep coming back over and over again.
That means using the correct imagery in your thumbnails, using the correct terminology, coming up with the right ideas, all things that your audience will immediately say, oh, I know what that is. I'm interested in that topic too. And circling back to AI, I'm 100% in agreement with Renee here. It says using AI can let you create faster, but if you want to create better, it still requires the same kind of work as traditional creation. Yeah, I'm 100% on board with that. I love it for brainstorming. I also love it for final projects as well, for doing the final thing. But you have to have that. You have to have that level of quality control.
Right.
Sometimes AI will knock it out of the park.
Right.
And it will make something like, wow, I could have never made that. Right. I never thought about that. But you still have to have that human filter on it and say,
that's not good.
Right.
Or
that's
wow,
not
that's
good.
exactly what I'm looking for.
That looks okay. That's not good. This is great, but it's not what I'm looking for, and this is perfect. Like you have to be able to identify those things. And we talked about this probably starting a year ago, maybe longer, when all these AI tools first started coming onto the market, making images. And we talked about, I said, I'm really worried that new creators coming on that have never learned the process of how to actually manually make thumbnails to get people to respond to them, or manually learn how to craft titles to get people to respond. I'm worried that those creators coming on, because they've never put in the work and they rely on the AI tools, and they don't know why the AI tools don't work. Right. It's because you can't.
Then they blame the AI tools.
Then you blame the AI tools, right? Because you've never put the work in, or you don't have the experience to where you can identify when the AI gives you something that's not the right choice.
Right.
Like that sounds like a great title, or that looks like a great thumbnail, but that's actually a terrible choice.
Right.
Right. It's visually appealing, but it's not the right thumbnail.
Right.
Yeah.
And Build and Fix with Mooney, thank you for the super chat. Sorry, Build with Mooney. Got to update that in my brain. Says, Nick told me 3 years ago that I didn't need any fancy tools, and he was right. Raw dog it, and you'll figure YouTube out. That's tools are misleading.
Talking about.
Yep, love it. And then Jerry mentions, he says,
I'm going to sell a shirt that
says raw dog it.
YouTube raw dog.
Oh, nice.
Just grab your phone and yeah.
Who is it? Jared Poland has the shoot raw. Yeah, that's good too. But another one I want to highlight here is Jerry mentions, he says, you got to know how to use the tools you have. You can hammer and nail in with a screwdriver, but it's not the optimal tool, right? So yeah. So next up, we've got Valentine Station is the next channel here, and Valentine Station uploads 1 time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They have a small channel. Goal of the channel is to make money, and the question is, I live streamed a classic car event on Route 66. Route 66 Fun Run, a classic car rally. It was my largest live stream ever. Any ideas on what to include in an event recap live stream, highlighting some of the stories and cars of the day? The original live stream was 8 hours long, and the recap would be 3 hours long with peak footage of the event. I would actually break that 3 hour long video down into, like 3 in 3 individual hours or something like that, if you can, just to kind of ride that one out a little bit. If you can make a compelling video that's 3 hours long that people will want to sit there and watch all the way through, then, that's cool. But, for the sake of other people's time as well, I think, 30-minute videos, 45-minute videos, hour-long videos for something like that would probably do the trick, and then put them all into a playlist, and then just drive people in each one of those into that playlist to see the other parts. That would be something that I would try to do instead of just trying to make that all one video. But what you want to do, because you're into classic cars, so you might want to put an intro on it, right? So you can introduce the content that you're going to be showing. If you didn't do that already in the stream, and then from there, pick out the parts that you find the most interesting, right? And ask yourself, if I were watching this, what would I want to see out of this live stream? Somebody that's so into classic cars that I make videos about it. What would I want to see, right? And then from that, use that as the content. And also, I would make sure you tighten it up too. You know, like if it's like super loose because it was a live stream. And I think that's why you're doing this. But yeah, I would definitely make sure that you do tighten things up a little bit. And as you're watching through it, just make sure that you are taking out, you know, if there's like areas where there's a lot of dead space, things like that, make sure you're removing some of that as well, just to make it a better experience for the people when they're watching it back.
Hey, Valentine Station. Hey, Sue.
Next up, we've got Colin Games.
I was just about to say, hey, Colin Games.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Crazy.
Uploads 1 time per week or more. They do gaming content. The goal of the channel is to have fun. And the question is, what I've done is to separate my gaming content into different playlists and delete my old non-gaming content. Is that the best way? If you are trying to grow a gaming channel, then not having content on your gaming channel that is not gaming is a good call. So when it comes to deleting content, you know, like unlisting it is usually, you know, better. But if you are just like going all in on gaming and you had a bunch of stuff on there that was just not relevant to this audience in any way, shape, or form, then in that case, you know, I think you did the good thing there of getting, you know, taking that content down.
Got another super chat. Build with Mooney.
Bill with Mooney, thanks for the super chat. Says, let's see, a reply question about the bow you sent me. I replied to that, Renee. So I'm not sure if you sent a follow-up, but I did get that. I replied right before the stream today, but I'll check it after the stream. Thank you. But Build and Fix with Mooney says, Nick, you're right. My channel is still Build and Fix with Mooney. Can I get some advice on my channel, please? Yeah, let's go ahead and pull it up. It's been a while. Oh my gosh, is that Costume CEO in the house? Oh my goodness. What is going on? Hope you are doing great. Nice to see you in here.
Heidi, hello.
Yes.
It has been
been a minute.
Really long
It has.
time.
Yeah, we had Zach Talks Tech hop in here. We had Heidi hop in here. Like,
What
what's
is
going
going
on
on?
today?
Right?
Yes, it's great. Yeah, it feels like a reunion.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So
yeah,
good
hope
to
you guys
see
are doing great.
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, so let's pull up your channel, see what you got going on here.
Contribution to the snack fund, the coffee
Love
fund.
it. Coffee fund. Yep. M&Ms have been kicked out officially.
Yes, we lost our sponsorship with M&Ms, so we are no longer shilling for the M&M company.
We never had a sponsorship with M&Ms, just to be clear. So let's take a look at what you're doing. Man, you're at 77,000 subscribers already. Nice. Love it, love it, love it, man. Looking good. So let's see here. How to build the strongest portable chair with one board. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think this is okay. One thing
that's cool.
that I would A/B test with this is I would A/B test like this version, and then one to where you're just isolating it just a one chair that takes up most of the scene, and just see if you get a different response on that one. Because like looking at this right here, it's not like crystal clear that it's wood. So 2 things I'd actually experiment from like an A/B testing standpoint is I would have this one against one of them that just has one of the chairs on there, against one of them that has a split screen, and on this side is like, you know, the board, and then a little arrow that goes over to this one that shows the completed chair. I would experiment with those different options there. And then here, how to build the strongest portable chair. I think that's pretty clear in terms of what it is that you're offering there. Here, I think the imagery that you're using on this, you know, nice clear focus, you know, easy outdoor woodworking projects under $50. I think that's cool. One thing that I would test on this one, if you are doing, you know, A/B testing, is instead of having all of this stuff on here, have, you know, under $50 up here. So then that way they see the thing and they're like, oh, that looks nice. And then, you know, under $50, it's like, wow, I can make that for under $50, right? So I would experiment with that on a A/B test, kind of like what you did here, right? With this simple build one, same idea. To where instead of it just being, you know, simple build, over here it would be under $50, and just see, you know, if people respond to that better or not.
The gang's all here, man.
Easy woodworking projects that sell, using 1 2x4. Yeah, this one's a little bit confusing. Like, I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here. I would definitely update this one because I'm looking at this one, and even looking at your title, easy woodworking projects that sell using 1 2x4. yeah, the imagery here isn't communicating to me. Maybe it, is others. I mean, anybody in the chat, can definitely, share your thoughts as well. But this one, it's just not communicating to me that this has anything to do really with like woodworking or selling things you're making woodworking or anything like that. So I would definitely look into that one and do some testing on that one as well.
So this is wild, completely unrelated, but someone just popped up in the chat, 10VV.com from Nairobi, Kenya.
Oh, nice.
I was just
you were just talking about Nairobi at Maya.
I was just talking about Nairobi just a couple of hours ago.
What are the odds of that?
Yeah. And this is, I think, the first person who's ever come into the chat
from Nairobi
representing Nairobi. That's awesome. The universe, man.
Yeah, another thing, Mooney, it looks like your, the videos that are, popping off here are shorts. Like you have some like serious wins on some of these shorts here, which is fantastic. Here, let me pull this back up here real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, so here it looks like, like you have, like here back on the 21st, you had 2 months ago, you had, 610,000 views on this one.
Oh, wow.
604,000 views on this one. Here, one that you published just the other day, you've got 305,000 views on this.
Huge.
So yeah, man, I would also, since you are publishing shorts, I would also really dig into these ones that popped and just look at the structure of like what you were doing and see if you can repeat that structure. And what I mean is, video starts, what are you saying and doing? What are you showing on the screen? The next, few seconds, what are you saying? What are you showing on the screen? Next few seconds, what are you saying and showing on the screen? And just start to see, comparing these ones that have popped, and see if you do notice any type of, pattern that you might be able to repeat in future ones. But yeah, love seeing those pop off. That's great. Yeah, and it looks like all of the videos over the last 90 days that are in your top 10, it looks like all of them are shorts. So that's good that people are responding to. That's great for channel growth too. That people are responding to your shorts. Gonna check something here really quick.
And that's from the creator dashboard.
I can't. What?
That tool that you're pulling up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from.
Oh, was somebody asking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is creator dashboard right here. So you can see creator-dashboard.com. Oh, D put it on the screen also. Yeah, so it's a little bit complicated to set up. You have to put your own API key in here. And I'm actually here this coming month. I'm going to be changing some of that stuff up. But right now you have to put in your own API key. So
which is easy. It's really easy.
Yeah, so it causes a lot of people to uninstall it. But there's a tutorial that walks you through it and all of that. Okay. So next up on our list here. Okay, we did Colin Games. If you are just joining us, I do want to remind you also that we are answering YouTube questions. So if you have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube, there's a form that you can click into that is pinned into the chat right now. It's either at the top or the bottom, depending on your view. If you are watching this from somewhere that is not YouTube, then you can go to nickniman.com/ask, and it will send you to that same exact form. So next up, we got HM Bursari Skills. They do daily content. They've been making videos for 1 year or more. They do life hacks and camping. Oh, this is going to be good.
Life hacks and camp. I'm not going to lie, man. Like, I watch camping channels.
Lie to me.
I watch camping channels. Like, I used to be really big into van life. Mm-hmm. I was fascinated, but then I've seen so many builds. I'm like, okay, I got it. Like, okay,
you've had your fill.
I've kind of maxed out with the van life.
Van maxed.
I was van maxing, and then I maxed. I overmaxed, overdosed on van content.
Okay.
The proper way to say it.
All right.
No disrespect to the van people.
Yep.
The van people is what we will refer to them as.
Yep.
I just watch too much, and I don't have a van. Right? I was living vicariously through them.
Sure.
So I've been on my next kick is people who camp.
Okay.
People who will go out and they camp and they cook and they really put a lot of effort into their audio. They don't talk a whole lot. They talk here or there, but they go through the process of setting up their tent. And
any channels that you can think of?
Off the top of my head, no.
Oh, okay.
But I subscribe like a
Sure,
fiend when
sure.
I see them, and then but I'll send you some sometimes.
Okay.
But they put a lot of emphasis on their audio. So it's not full, I don't know, maybe it's ASMR-ish in a way. And they speak, some of them speak a little bit, but they go and they cook, and the sounds of them putting up the tents and everything, I'm fascinated with it. And the cooking, the sizzling, and the same people who go down and they they take rocks out of the river. See, you should have.
I should have plugged it in. Yeah, go ahead.
You should have plugged that in right there.
That's right. We can do it. We can do it here in a second. But yeah, go ahead.
And the guys who are or gals who will go down to the river and get like a rock out of the river, and then they clean it and they'll like cook fish on it, and you can hear like the stream going by, and then oh my goodness, that just like soothes my soul completely.
Nice.
Yeah, we need to be in nature more. I think that's the thing. I think we're disconnected from nature.
Yeah, probably.
So I want to give it all up and just start like a camping channel.
Why don't you?
We live in the hottest country in the world.
So then you share how to camp in the hottest country in the world. You find solutions for the hottest country.
Listen, if anybody's watching this,
I don't know if it's the hottest country in the world. Is it the hottest country in the world?
It's in the top 10.
Yeah, it's hot. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely hot. And that
Yeah.
humidity, whoo.
I
But
can-
man, yeah, you could learn how to navigate all that stuff and share tips.
Oh, Steve Walls is amazing. He doesn't do the ASMR sound type stuff, but I could watch that guy. He needs his own show on Netflix or Apple TV or something, the stealth camping. Amazing stuff. But yeah, if anybody's watching this that happens to own a tent company that is air conditioned, contact my people, because that's the only way I'm camping in Thailand.
And by my people, that means send you an email.
Yeah, by my people, I mean send me an email or
contact my homie Gmail that keeps all this stuff organized for me.
yeah. Or you could reach out to Renee Ritchie. He knows how to contact me.
Send me a message. I can get in touch with thee sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So-
not to mention the creepy crawlies here.
Yeah. Yeah, the creepy
Like-
crawlies are pretty intense.
For those of you who live in a tropical environment,
Yeah.
you know that creepy crawlies are no joke.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Go ahead and hit that derail.
I'm envious of people who will go out in their backyard and just like lay in the grass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. I know
You see
exactly what
those
you're talking
people,
about.
They'll go lean up.
I
against-
won't lay in my front yard.
I won't sit
Yeah,
in
I won't lay in my front yard.
I
Yeah.
won't sit in a chair outside here because I know what's crawling on it. And people will go and like sit in the grass in a park, lean up against a tree and read a book.
Yeah.
You would be covered and eaten alive by fire ants here.
Yeah.
30 minutes flat.
Yep.
Dead.
Yep.
It happens. I've
Or
seen,
at least itchy. Yeah, one of the two.
No,
You're either
no.
dead or itchy.
Yeah. Just had to get that off my chest, man.
Yep.
I'm just,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. Crawley Camping is the
10
channel
people.
name. Yeah, Renee just named the channel for you. Crawley Camping. That's it.
I wouldn't sleep, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sleep.
Yep. Or
We have-
camping crawlers.
Listen,
Campy crawlers.
If you live in a region where they have king cobra snakes in the wild, you should probably
and scorpions.
and scorpions.
Yeah.
You should not be camping.
Yeah, yeah.
And tarantulas.
Yeah.
And black widows, all together, you should not be camping.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have scorpions in our yard sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's wild. So the camping channel, and Zach, I saw your super chat. I'll get to that here in just a moment. So on this camping channel, the goal is to be a full-time content creator, and the question is, most of my time, my channel goes up and down.
Okay.
Okay.
Views go up and down.
Yeah, so just as a heads up, that's kind of a normal thing when it comes to YouTube. Sometimes you're making really good decisions and, you're resonating with people. Other times, you miss the mark. So that's just it's a normal part of YouTube, but the most important part of this conversation, let me see what you're doing on your shorts. Hold on.
Sometimes you're
Okay, so most of
sometimes
this is
you're
YouTube Shorts. Okay, because you're not doing much on the long form, which is kind of what kind of stopped me there for a second. So yeah, so what you're going through is a real common thing when it comes to YouTube, especially if you're focused on shorts. You're going to live and die by what's happening when the videos first come in. And it looks like you're doing like reaction videos also. So yeah, so your shorts are going to live and die by what it is that you're actually doing in the content. But one thing that is kind of working, one thing that is kind of working against you here is just the quality of everything. Like like if you're going to be doing reaction videos, I would definitely try to like you have on one side you have your video that you're recording, and it's like really cloudy, and then you have like a photo of you, and then you have the video that you're watching over on the other side. So because of that, this first off, it doesn't comfortably fit into YouTube Shorts. I mean, it does, TV, stuff like that, but I would just focus on trying to do it all in like one piece of vertical content instead of taking the square route with what you're doing here specifically. But just keep in mind that when it comes to YouTube, though, there are, a lot of ebbs and flows when it comes to a channel. And it's all based on, your decisions. It's based on, kind of what's happening, at that moment in time, like in your niche and things that just people are interested in, that kind of stuff. So, so ebbs and flows are definitely a part of the experience. Anybody that's been a content creator for, any amount of time, they can all agree, they'll all confirm that.
Your videos and your channel will live or die based on the ideas that you choose, the topics that you're choosing, and how you package and implement those ideas. So bad choices can lead to people leaving, and people not watching, people not clicking.
Yep.
Good choices means they click and watch, and they keep watching.
Foot Dr. Zach says, what's your take?
Super chat.
But Dr. Zach says, what's your take on shorts killing long form views? I go through phases where I'll put effort into shorts and then get away from it, but others have been lamenting that uploading a lot of them tanked their long form content. Yeah. So when it comes to shorts, as long as everything is aligned, meaning that you're offering something to that same audience. So, in your case, whoever it is that you are making your long form content for, as long as your shorts are aligned with what it is that they care about, then you're fine. If you make shorts that are different and that are targeted towards a different audience, then in that case, then you can start complicating things. But as long as everything is in alignment with the people that you're trying to reach, then shorts are not something that's going to destroy your channel. Now, when it comes to, uploading like tons of shorts, people are publishing just a lot of shorts per day, and then they're not publishing, as much long form because they're spending their time on shorts, then you can see that, that sort of thing can look like the shorts are hurting the channel, but it's really the creator has pulled back on the, long form that they're publishing because they're focusing more on shorts. Those sorts of things happen too. And when those types of things happen, people will blame it on shorts, but then they'll just kind of omit the fact that they've, kind of slowed down their upload schedule or, whatever the thing is. But as long as everything is in alignment, you can have long form content, short form content, and live streams on a channel and be making community posts, and everything can be fine. Yeah. So when it comes to shorts, yeah, you don't have to worry about that as long as the content that you're publishing to shorts is for the same audience. Next up, thank you for the super chat. Mastering Midlife with Heidi says, I'm fairly new here on your channel lives. Hey, welcome to the live stream.
Welcome.
Welcome to the live stream. Hope that you are going great. She says that, thanks for the great info. I put a question in the forum about whether my weekly lives are hurting my long form attention. YouTube is presenting my lives. Okay, so the questions in the forum are in the order that they are received. So as soon as I get to yours, then yeah, I'll check it out. But just to go ahead and lightly touch on it, just in case you're in a hurry or something, same exact thing as the question before yours. When it comes to the content that you're publishing on the channel, as long as the entire channel is focused towards serving a particular type of viewer in terms of their interest in the type of content that they're interested in, then in that case, you're fine. If you are doing something wildly different in your live streams that the people that are watching your video content wouldn't be into, or it's just not the same, audience, then in that case, then you're working against yourself. So as long as you have decided this is the type of content I'm publishing, this is the people that I'm trying to reach with this content, and then you make everything on your channel for those people, then you're fine. But if you start, mixing audiences and things like that, that's where you can start running into problems.
I think she's also talking about YouTube is recommending the lives out possibly instead of her videos.
Yeah, we'll see when we get to the question on that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So next, okay, we did the Harbor skills. So next up, we've got Big Feelings Parenting with Isabella. Isabella uploads one time per week or more. Been on YouTube for less than a year. She does parenting, neurodivergent kids advice. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, can I have general advice to grow my channel? Also, is it better to use B-roll videos or static images like doodle style illustrations better for my niche? Any advice on a good intro and hook? So these are the types of things where, I'm going to pull up your channel here in a second, but when it comes to like the hooks of your videos and using B-roll videos or static images, the hooks are important, but when it comes to static images or B-roll videos, either of those can work. So it really comes down to, hey, I'm going to try some videos with this, and I'm going to try some videos with this, and then I'm going to see if my audience responds to one or the other differently. Because when it comes to YouTube, there's entire channels where all they are is slideshows, and they're fine, and they do great. There's channels where all they are is slideshows of stick figures, and they do great. There's also channels where like every second of the content is intentional. They have huge production teams, and they're doing all of that, and those also do well. And then everything in between. So because of that, different audiences respond to different things. So it's best to experiment and see what people respond to better. But I'm going to pull up your channel here and see if we do have any tips for your channel.
Pull them up right now.
Yep.
Let's go.
Okay, your thumbnails, on the other hand.
We don't see it.
Yep, pulling it up right now.
There it is.
So yeah, so for your thumbnails, one thing that I would definitely experiment with, and I'm just going to go back here and see if you have, yeah, you have some like real images here, but not a lot. So yeah, so one thing that I would absolutely experiment with this content is I would experiment with, let me see if you're actually doing that in the videos too. Hold on, I'm just trying to see what you are putting together here.
First of all, reframe her really quick.
Yeah, so basically when you are recording your videos, you want to frame yourself something like that.
You have too much headroom.
Yeah, way too much headroom in this. So just from a production standpoint, you want to, get that in order. Like this isn't, the end of the world, so to speak, but, if you want to dial things in and you want to make this just a more comfortable experience when a viewer comes in here, then make sure that you are, that's probably even a bit much.
Now, I will say this. If you are making short form content and you're putting your text hooks on the screen, then you will want to shoot with extra space on top. But if you're doing long form content on YouTube and you're not putting anything there, you don't want that much dead space above your head.
Yeah. Yeah, so something about like this, right? So then that way you're fully in the frame, and when somebody comes in here, just everything's just like nice and comfortable, right? So basically imagine if this whole thing right here was all contained within this box. But yeah, so you're not doing the stick figure stuff on the outside.
Anywhere?
No, I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. So the reason I was looking into this is...
Yeah, I thought you was doing like animated stuff in the videos.
Yeah, so the reason that I'm looking into this is because just like Dee mentioned, he thought that you were doing animated stuff in the videos. So when I see this, it actually makes me think that when I click into it, that I'm going to get stuff that looks like this, and that's probably going to be what a lot of the video is.
Yes.
So because of that, I would definitely experiment with making real... I mean, these are real thumbnails, but making like real world environment thumbnails versus the thumbnails that you're making right here, where you have a focus on the, the cartoon characters and the illustrations with these. I think that you're using AI for these.
Yeah, and it's just giving off the wrong image.
Yeah. Yeah, and also just the expectation too, like, like when you see this and then you click on it, yeah, like people might be expecting like these explainer type videos that are behind it. So that would be step one, is I would do a lot of experimentation there with like real. I
would use stock imagery, or if you're using AI to make your thumbnails, then you can probably have it generate a real looking toddler in the same environment. You could probably have it recreate actual toddlers in that environment.
Yeah. And then there's other things too. Like if you look at this right here, right, you have standard advice fails, and then you have something really small here where it says parenting advice, right here. So one of the things that you want to think about also is when people are scanning YouTube, they're on their phone, they're sitting there, swiping through content. They're on a home page on a computer or suggested videos on a computer. They're watching another video and they see suggested videos, or they're on a TV and they're looking at a grid. When they see this thumbnail, it's not crystal clear at a glance that this has anything to do with parenting. If you see this, then then it'll kind of fix that problem. But on some places on the platform, and they're experimenting in suggested videos even with bigger thumbnails, so this might not be an issue in the future. But for right now, when you take this smaller like this, then this becomes really difficult to read at a glance, which is what's important. So what's going to happen is when somebody sees this thumbnail, they're probably going to see you, and then they're going to go over here and read this text. And when they read this text, there's nothing here that has anything to do with parenting. So one of the things that you always hear me talk about on this live stream is when you're putting your thumbnails together, especially when you're getting started, it's really important to make sure that you are thinking about, okay, with this thumbnail, what exactly about this is going to help the people that I'm trying to reach identify this is about something that they care about? And that phrase is something that I say a lot here. And the idea here is that instead of standard advice fails, standard parenting advice fails, right? To where you get that type of language in here if you're going to use text. You don't want to overdo it because you want to, keep it simple in terms of the amount of words that you're using if you're using words in your thumbnails. But by putting the word parenting in there, you instantly make it relevant at a glance to people that are parents and they're looking for parenting advice and, that sort of thing. So some people will catch the title, but, a lot of people will just gloss, they're just looking at thumbnails. So because of that, you want to just make sure that when you're making your thumbnails that you want to think to yourself, is it crystal clear if I were to just glance at this, is it crystal clear that this has something to do with parenting, right? So if a parent is looking at this, that it's going to stand out to them. And then the bigger problem is the stylistic choice, I think. Like Dee mentioned, we both expected to see some type of explainer type content in here because of how this is all set up. So you might be having a problem right now where people are expecting that. They click into the video. Once they get into the video, things are framed kind of in an awkward way, and it's not really, meeting what they might have expected. So because of that, I would do a lot of experimentation in your thumbnails instead of, right now, you've committed to this style, right? So instead of committing to that style, what you should be doing here over the next bunch of videos is doing a lot of experiments in different types of thumbnails until you find something that that consistently works for you. It might be this, you might come back to this, but you'll probably end up going in a different direction is going to be my guess.
Yeah, and I'll just say if sometimes AI will not make images that will represent that because there are children involved. If that's the case, you might be able to go to stock. You might be able to go to Teasy or Adobe's picture. Or what is Adobe's called? Their photo library.
Adobe Stock.
Adobe Stock or Pexels, or there are countless places online to get images, to where you might be able to find images of toddlers.
Yep.
If AI won't make them for you.
Yep. KR Duple says, I heard a bigger YouTuber say this is my job, and I decided that I want to say that YouTube is my job. Yep. Yeah, go get it. Right? The opportunity is there. Right now, you have the biggest opportunity that you've ever had when it comes to YouTube. You have all the advice that you need. You have channels dedicated to all the different skill sets in terms of, channels that teach you about design, channels that teach you about copywriting, channels that teach you about video editing, channels like mine that teach you about all these little nuances of YouTube. You have all of the information at your fingertips now. The technology is there to where you don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money on fancy cameras and things like that if you don't want to. You're in a position right now to where the door is wide open for you if you want to walk through it. So yeah, if that's the thing and you want to say that YouTube's your job, then make sure that you put time into dedicating to trying to make it your job.
It's a lot of work.
It is. It's a lot of work.
Yep. But we have more tools than ever. Mm-hmm. We have more opportunity.
YouTube has more tools than ever.
Yeah. I think
YouTube has more users than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We say this every year, but every year it's true. It's not too late to start.
Yep.
We have more opportunity than ever. So yeah, if you want to make this your job, you can definitely make it your job. Mm-hmm. But you have to treat it like a job.
Yes.
You were going to put in the same amount of hours or more, probably more, than you were working at another job. But it feels great once you get to the point where you can make a living on this.
Yes.
Right? And nothing feels better than just hitting publish. Right? That just feels so good.
It does feel good.
Yeah.
I mean, I can think of a few things that are probably beat that.
No. That's the best.
Like being hot and walking into an aircon room.
No,
that's pretty good.
Scientifically proven.
Pretty good.
Publish it feels better.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, sleeping in an air-conditioned tent would be pretty good.
What about
not getting eaten?
What about waking up in an air-conditioned room where it's super cold?
Yeah.
And you're a little bit warm.
Okay.
And sticking your feet outside of the covers just a little bit.
Am I wearing socks or am I raw dogging?
You're raw dogging your feet right there in the cold air. Is that better, or is publishing a video better in terms of what it feels like?
That's pretty good.
And when you stick your feet out there, you just get that kind of feeling of calm, like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I needed. And I think I'm going to doze back off because I'm so comfortable right now.
That's pretty good.
That is.
That's pretty. Okay.
But what would you say is better?
Neck and neck.
Okay. All right.
That's a tie.
Okay.
Toes out. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. All right.
Derailed.
That's almost as good as tucking in when you're ready to go to bed, and you take the blanket and you fold it over around your toes so the monsters don't get your feet.
Yeah.
They don't stick out.
Yeah, so they're not trying to get your toes when you're trying to sleep. You're like, hey, man, I'm just trying to sleep. Leave me alone.
We got a bunch of foot fetish freak monsters running around in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sneaking into your place trying to get your toes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a crazy world we're living in.
Man. Never know.
Okay.
Weird
so
things have happened to my house.
I must be in the wrong place. That stuff never happens at my place. So next up.
I know a guy who knows somebody.
So the next channel we have here is the Creative Comeback and Atame Production. So they upload every other day. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more, the type of channel. It's a channel to get adults back to their creative selves by exploring and or getting back to what makes them creative. And then the goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, what is the number one thing I should do to get some sewing going, gain traction, and get views? I technically started my channel decades ago, but only last December, I decided to give it a go and to make something out of it.
Oh my goodness, here we go.
Let's take a look.
Walking into the house and smelling cookies.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's going to be better than hitting publish.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a really good one, actually.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yep. Yeah, it's really good. So let's see here. So the specific question was, I got to go back here and look at this. So the number one thing that I should do to get some sewing going. Okay. Oh, hold on. I see a video from 2 months ago. And then let me go here. Oh, okay. So you're just kind of restarting the channel like right now. So you just started publishing shorts back on the 8th. So here, let me pull this up here real quick. So it looks like you just started publishing shorts back on the 8th. So yeah, so right now, you keep going. So just publish more videos, and while you're publishing videos, pay attention to the things that people respond well to, like this one here, compared to the ones that people, and this one here, compared to the ones that people don't respond well to, and then try to find patterns between the ones that people respond well to. Same thing here with this one. So yeah, so do that first, and then when it comes to the long form, if you are going to also be doing long form content, which is this one, you gave yourself permission to get started again. If you're going to be doing this, then then try to stay consistent with it and try to publish on a regular basis for a period of time. And by a period of time, I mean a year. Right, to where you just commit and you're like, you know what, I'm going to publish, every week or, every 2 weeks, whatever the thing is, I'm going to publish whatever that schedule is, and I'm going to commit to it for the next 365 days. Do that on your shorts, do that on your video content as well. Yeah, and really, if you started this channel, 2010, honestly,
wow.
if this was mine, I would probably just start a new
over.
channel. Yeah, I would just start over. And then just start fresh with everything that you're doing. So Rugged Old Man, thank you for the super chat, says, how are AI tools helping your workflow and what are you using them for?
Great question.
Great question. Yeah. So a few things. So one, I use Opus Clip. They're a sponsor of the stream, but I also use them as well. Basically, when it comes to Opus Clip, I use them to repurpose content to other platforms. Like I have daily content going out to TikTok from Opus Clip. I've got another YouTube channel where I publish Opus Clips every day from these live streams. So I use it for that to get more reach out of the content that I'm making. In addition to that, I use the AI tools for coding. Like I'm making all kinds of stuff right now. So I've got browser extensions.
Tell them about the doodad that you made. Just for letting people know you go online.
Oh, okay.
Just as an example.
Yeah, so...
and just for reference, he has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, no clue what I'm doing. But I
That's
have
what makes it so
yeah,
awesome.
but I have like an iOS app called New Creator that you can check out. I got links to that at like everything down in the video description. But basically, I have an iOS app called New Creator. That particular one helps you schedule your content, come up with video ideas, helps you get feedback on your thumbnails because a lot of people don't have anywhere to get feedback. Helps you keep all your content ideas organized, things like that. I've got another app called Creator Keyboard that helps you quickly and easily answer repetitive comments. This is great for people that are content creators that answer a lot of the same comments. In terms of you say a lot of the same things over and over again. It's great for marketers. It's great for customer service people, that particular app. The name is locking it into creators, but it's really good for, a lot of different industries if you do anything repetitive. But that one's called Creator Keyboard. I just published, because some people in Tuber School requested it, so I published a browser extension that I have for Creator Keyboard as well. It just went live, so you can find that in the Chrome store. Not something that I'll probably mention much, but it's there. I have tab stacks to help me with my live streams. I made that one public as well, so other people can use it. All that is a tab group launcher. So basically, when we come in here, when I'm at home, I have a button on my Stream Deck that I hit, and then it does everything, and it opens up all my software and opens everything up so that I can, get my stream ready. But I made this one called Tab Stacks, so that when I come in here, basically I click the browser extension and then I hit the button for live streams, and then it opens up tab groups to where I have one for managing the stream, and then the other one is just for like the actual stream itself, and then the YouTube live streaming. And I just hit that one button and everything opens up into the tab groups, and then I can grab my management tab group, and then I load that over into the second monitor over here, so it just gets everything ready for me, and then it saves me the time of setup there. In addition to that, I've got Creator Dashboard that helps me. What? Why are you looking at me? In addition to that, I've got Creator Dashboard. Creator Dashboard helps me just keep a nice, clean to-do list. It has like a content calendar on there. Here, I can actually show that one to you here real quick. So with Creator Dashboard, this is what this looks like. It's also a Chrome extension. And we mentioned this earlier in the stream because you can also do some analysis stuff on this. You can see Renee right over here, actually over on this side.
YouTube's Creator Liaison.
But basically, with this, I put Creator News in here. So when they publish stuff over there, there's Creator News over here. I also put some content over here that's like helpful, for people as well. This has like quick links into your YouTube channel. You can monitor up to 18 different YouTube channels. You can have your content pipeline here so you can know what's coming next in the progress of it. You have like a to-do list here. You have clocks. You have all of these things coming up here to quickly launch you into any website, stuff like that. So it helps me from an efficiency standpoint there. And the analysis tools help me on YouTube through like, being able to analyze, channels and copy titles out and add them to spreadsheets and all this other stuff there. And in my case specifically, and I'll just go into hers, I also, if I'm grabbing thumbnails and stuff like that off of a channel, and hers isn't showing up here, so I'm guessing it's small, but I can also grab thumbnails right here as well and just look at some engagement stats and, that kind of stuff. So I'm using it for those types of things as well. And then like Dee mentioned, I also have it where I just made one over last weekend where my wife and we have this thing at home where, and this is just a personal one, I might make it available to people, but I don't think there's going to be like a huge demand for it. But basically, and yeah, Dee's going to take a nap over here. But these are all the things I'm making.
Why did we ask? Why did we ask?
But hey, you wanted to know. Somebody wanted to know, right?
All right.
In addition to
Find that person and kick him out.
The thing that Dee mentioned about basically it's a busy light system for my house. So basically what this is I made an app to where it's a Mac app, and if I go live, it automatically sends a message to my wife's phone, and it lets her know that I'm live. It sends a notification there, and it makes all the hue lights blink in my house, so it also grabs attention. And the reason for that is if I'm in a call or I'm live streaming or something like that, so she doesn't like, because she likes to just like bring me fruit and, things like that, and it's awesome. But sometimes if I'm streaming, she'll have to take whatever it is she made, and then she'll have to like, just put it away and wait for me to be finished. And it's just, you don't get it fresh and stuff like that. So it just makes everything easier that way to notify everybody that they're, that I'm streaming. And then I've also got another thing that I've made for these live streams. So basically with these live streams, I have, you guys can't see, you know what? I can actually show you this. Because this is actually a really fun one. And this one's still in its infancy, but basically with this one, what it does is I can, let's see here, let's share this screen, and we'll go to this one. Yeah, so this right here is the tool, and you can see here that it has, if I zoom in here, it has engage viewers, right, as like a little countdown timer.
You can't see anything.
Oh, you can't see it?
No.
Oh, okay.
You should consider making an AI that puts stuff
on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have this right here where it has the engage viewers countdown. It helps me manage my live streams. I have this one for hydrating, which is going to happen here in 1-0, and it's ready to hydrate. I've got a welcome new viewers reminder and a mention sponsor reminder. And there's also chat as well. So D&I, if he has anything that he needs to bring to my attention, he can do it here. And mods are going to get access to this soon. I've got like time to next segment. So if we start, doing segments, that I can do that. I've got all kinds of like different, engagement stats, top chatters, all this other stuff. In addition to that, I've also got it in here to where if somebody comes into the chat, all of these names with a B next to it, that are yellow, all of these names right here, when somebody comes into the chat, it basically rains confetti down over my YouTube chat to let me know that people are that somebody came in. So basically it rains confetti, and then it shows like a little banner that says somebody came into the chat. And then there's this one to where I can just click on any of these buttons and it'll insert it into the chat. So if we're talking about a tool or something like that, then we can just drop it right into YouTube chat. So all kinds of cool stuff like that is how I'm using AI for myself. And then for some of those things, I make them available for other people too. So yeah, there was 30 minutes, right? So yeah, so that's.
I use it to put a hair on me. I just
put hair on you and put you in funny clothes.
Just like
and to make me a Muppet.
Yeah. I just use it to make funny pictures.
Yeah. So in terms of that, those are just some of the ways that I'm using it right now, just to make stuff that makes life easier for me. Other things like I also have additional browser extensions that I've made for like Tuber School. We had a Tuber School student that was looking for something that would transcribe her videos, so I made that for her. We've got all kinds of just stuff like that. So yeah, just all kinds of like little helpful tools that help me get things done.
Oh, and you have the screen snipper. The screen grabber.
Oh, the screen effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is actually really cool. Mm-hmm. He has a screen grabber thing. It's like the best little screens. So if you want to do a screen grab, you can do, it will take a screen grab and you can like make all these profiles to where you can like put your own background. So if you do tutorials or that sort of thing, it's great.
Yeah.
So you can like pre-build your profile, the colors, the fonts, the assets you want to use, the background or background images, colors. So you can take a screenshot of something and it will automatically put it in that environment, and then you can annotate it or do whatever you want. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that tool is this right here. So I'm not sure if you can see, because I don't know if I have it on where you can see it on the screen. Yeah. So you have the option here where you can turn this off on the screen. It's basically this toolbar right here. And with this, basically, I can take screenshots of stuff. So I can click on this, and then I can say, I want a screenshot of all of these things, and then it takes it, and then I click here. I've got like a little screenshot manager, click this. And then as a part of this, and this is going to be available soon. I'm actually working on kind of finishing this one up right now. But basically, if you look at it, so you can lock these things into like different aspect ratios like this for your screenshots. You can select different backgrounds. So I can go here, select different background colors. I can do solids. I can do images. Because I did that to select an image. Hold on. But I can do images. I can add like logos here in the background. I can do, to where it's just like a blurred version of the screenshot. You can annotate everything. And this starts getting really cool because you can do this, like as you take more screenshots, it just keeps stacking screenshots up. And then you can jump from screenshot to screenshot. And then when you export, you can export everything exploded. And what that means is when you do the export, I'm out of the, did you take me out of the thing? Oh, there we go. So, no, that's not it.
Stop playing with it. I'm controlling it. There you go.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I'm trying to remove the thing. There we go. So, basically when you're exporting, you export all of those different layers and it exports them all into a folder. So if you're making tutorials, then you can get all the screenshots that you need. And then once you get all those screenshots that you need, you can annotate everything as you need it. And then you can just hit that export button. It saves everything all nice and tidy into a folder, either as completed graphics or everything separated. And then when you're putting your videos together, you can bring those things in as pieces. So if you want to add animations and little zooms and stuff like that, you can do that. So
okay, we're not going to ask this question ever again in the chat.
Yeah.
Whoever asked this question, this is not going to be Doug. We're going to mute.
We're going to have to add that to the banned words list.
We're going to have to add this to the banned words list.
But yeah, so that's the ways that I'm using AI, is just trying to find, all those things. In addition to that,
oh my goodness,
like other things is like for example, during this live stream, when people are asking questions, all that stuff is going into Google Docs, right? Into a Google spreadsheet. And then I can download the answers and all that stuff from the spreadsheet, and then I can drop that into Claude, and then I can also have Claude print me out PDFs that, just kind of give me an idea of like, okay, these are the things people are wanting more. These are the main questions people are asking right now. These are, the level of creators that are participating and all this additional information that come from the questions as well. So all kinds of stuff like that, but using it in a lot of different ways. Yeah, Doug said it was a super chat. So
yeah, okay. Can we refund that super chat?
So
answering questions.
Next up,
not involving AI.
Next up, we've got someone continually reports and the soundboard.
Oh.
So this soundboard also, and you can't see this, but basically this soundboard that I trigger sound effects, I made that too, and that's also going to be available soon. Oh, it's great. So someone continually reports privacy complaints to my videos. YouTube has said there is no issue, but he does it over and over. Can anything be done? Yeah, if they keep harassing you, then I would keep documenting that, and then you might want to just try to, press a lawsuit, like a real lawsuit on those people if they keep harassing you like that. If you can prove any damages that they're doing or anything like that, then in that case, and that damage could just be timeout of you having to deal with that sort of thing. But yeah, I would start collecting all of that information and start, contacting lawyers.
They're falsely reporting them?
Yes. Yeah, they continually report privacy complaints on their videos, and YouTube has said there's no issue, but this person just continues to do it over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like harassment.
Yep. So yeah, so I would definitely consider that.
If you know who this person is, and you are 100% confident that you're not doing anything that's a violation of their privacy, it might be worth a consultation with a lawyer to handle that.
Rugged Old Man, thank you. Appreciate it.
Super
Thanks
chat.
for the additional super chat there, saying, sorry for sending you down a bit of a rabbit hole. Thanks, though. That was really helpful. Please continue with the next one. Yeah, when it comes to creators...
I'm taking a break.
When it comes to creators, I think that having all these AI tools, depending on your audience, I think that making things for yourself is, great. And I think that also depending on, what it is that you're doing, I think that, it's also an amazing opportunity right now to be able to make things for your audience as well. Because you do have all this amazing technology at your disposal, so to speak. And because of that, I think it's just a really good opportunity to where you can create digital products and things like that you make useful for yourself and then provide them to your viewers. I think that's, like now's the time. And also with that, even little things like, PDFs, because people sell PDFs based on whatever type of content it is that they're making. For example, we have somebody in Tuber School that's doing one on tie-dye, right? So when it comes to, and we got people doing like itineraries and that sort of thing. So when it comes to those sorts of things, what you can do is you can take all the information that you have, put it all in a Google Doc, and then once that's finished, then you can drop that into something like Claude or ChatGPT, and you want to make sure that you give it color palettes and font choices and things like that, but you can have it turn it into like a really good-looking PDF. And then once you have that PDF, then you can make that PDF available for sale through a site like Gumroad, or, one of the other mini platforms that are out there where you can, sell stuff to people, or do like I do and make, some stuff that's freely available and some stuff that people have to pay for, just depending on, who they are and what they care about. So you can do that sort of thing too. But I think right now is a great opportunity to use some of these AI tools for all of that type of stuff.
Can we get back to answering questions?
Sure can.
Have you made any?
Wait a minute. Is D upset about a derail?
Have you? That was a little more.
You started it though. You're like, yeah,
start-
tell them about the stuff that you made. I'm like, all right,
No,
okay.
the rugged old man started it.
Oh, that's great. So next up
I'm
on
just joking.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we could tell you're passionate about
yeah.
it. But really, I just make funny images with mine.
funny pictures. Yeah, he literally sent me a picture of myself as a Muppet yesterday. So, so he's not
lying. Yeah,
he's not joking. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to find it.
Yep.
I'm going to find it.
Yeah, for projects D's working on, like I've made like transcript scrapers and like all kinds of fun stuff.
All right, here we go.
Chalkboard extensions and yeah, it's great.
He just makes me stuff. I'm like, hey, you know, it'd be cool. So this is what I make.
Yep.
I make stuff like this.
Oh goodness.
Yep.
All right, so here we go. So the next question here is from Art Creates Joy. Ooh, I like that channel name. The goal of the channel, they upload 1 time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They have an art channel. The goal of the channel is to make money. And they say, I went into the analytics and there seems to be a mismatch on suggested videos. The click-through rate is way down and it's pulling my main click-through rate for browse down. So that doesn't happen. So your suggested click-through rate is different than your browse click-through rate. So you'll see that in your traffic sources report. And then also when it comes to your browse click-through rate, you can even drill down into that and you can even see like homepage on there. And you can see subscription feed. And by looking at those things, it can also give you additional information like with this particular video, how much did this resonate with my subscribers from the subscription feed? And then you can see how's this doing on home pages specifically. So just like you're looking at the suggested, you can also drill down into browse also for that. But the suggested video click-through rate, it's bringing down like the main, averaged out click-through rate that YouTube shows. But in terms of that averaged out version, it doesn't really matter. The thing that matters is the click-through rate per traffic source. That's the thing that actually matters. Like if you're, getting into the weeds on your click-through rate, like those are the things that, that's what you want to look at. And that's how you, look for problem areas and that kind of stuff. And then it says, they're putting my videos besides random things like movie trailers, kids videos, and things like selling on Etsy. And I don't know what I've done or what I'm doing wrong. So this is another thing that a lot of people misunderstand about YouTube recommendations. So when it comes to YouTube recommendations, they are showing your videos next to videos that people who are likely to be interested in your content or that have proven to be interested in your content by watching other channels like yours, watching your channel, searching for things around the type of content you make, things like that. And YouTube shows your content next to videos on YouTube, regardless of where the person is. So we'll pull up a channel, or we're going to pull up YouTube's homepage.
What is her channel name? Art what?
Art and Joy.
Art Joy Story or something?
Art Creates Joy.
Awesome name. Art
Yeah,
Creates Joy. Log into your YouTube right. Second time.
Second time, yep.
Second time.
Yep.
Log into your YouTube right now and open up your homepage. You're not going to see.
Well, I'm going to demo them right now.
You're not going to see just a single niche. You're going to see all the things that you're interested in and all the things that YouTube thinks you're interested in and all the things that people like you that YouTube has noticed that they are interested in. And it's going to recommend all these different types of videos to you. Mm-hmm. And this is what it's doing to every single user with your content as well.
Yep.
So somebody opens up YouTube, they're not going to see every video in our video, right? I mean, that'd be awesome. If they search for something, that's going to be what dominantly shows up. But just on the homepage in general, it's going to recommend everything that it believes that they are interested in, and that's what Nick is showing right now.
Yep. So first off, shout out to YouTube. I got the YouTube featured tag on this video right now, which is pretty cool. So basically, if we click into...
Thanks, Renee.
Yeah, right. I wish it was like that, right? So basically, if we click into any videos, so we'll click into Vin's video right here. By the way, everybody here should be subscribed to this guy.
Yeah.
If you're not subscribed to him already, this is his channel name. You are missing out on some awesome content. So if you're not subscribed to him already, make sure that you are subscribed. He covers just communication. So he is just amazing at what he does. Yeah. So make sure you subscribe to him. But right now, I'm on his video about the things that he talks about, and this is about how to speak with confidence, right? So if you look over here in the suggested videos, and by the way, this zoom in thing that I'm doing here while we're live, this is also part of that tool that we were talking about. So is this little effect that you see that that I'm turning on and off right here with this cursor. Same exact thing for this as well. But basically, you can see that YouTube is recommending me my own content twice. Go YouTube. And then as we go down, we see another one here from Vin. But then we also see Dusty Slay. So I started watching this video, and YouTube, detected that I, shut it off. But I was interested because I do watch a lot of Dusty Slay content because he's hilarious. And YouTube is showing me this next to a communication video because I'm on this communication video. But YouTube knows this video is for me. As I keep scrolling down, right, we have Ryan George here. Ryan George is also a channel that I watch on a regular basis. Not as much his Extra Plus channel, but sometimes I do. But I watch Ryan George content. So because of that, they're showing me that. I watch Reinhard Burr here. This is a music channel, just like this Persian channel here. Both of these are music channels. And with this one, I watch like all of the videos that he puts out. And a lot of times I'll watch him multiple times because he makes a amazing ambient music. And he does it all live. It's like live looping stuff. But basically, if you look here, none of these videos that YouTube is showing me have anything to do with communication except for this one all the way down here and this one all the way up here. So when you see YouTube recommending your videos next to other videos on YouTube, this is what's happening. So it's where your viewers are at on YouTube. YouTube is like, hey, they're watching this video, but let's see if they want to watch this next. And that's what these are right here. And in addition to that,
now show them how show her how search works.
Hold on.
Okay.
In addition to that, you also have up here where you have these chips to where people can also sort on their own when it comes to related videos. So here, if I click on this one from Vin, then you can see here now it features all his content. If I go to related, now this is going to be more about, communication and, that kind of stuff. Looks like more YouTube, focused stuff here. That one's not that great. And then we have For You, which is kind of what we were seeing before. And then we can keep kind of skipping through these. So we have watched videos recently uploaded. So if I wanted to see those, then I can see those. But we also have these like filter tags as well, and people use these. And the same exact thing happens on mobile devices as well, where, somebody's on a phone. It's a similar experience where YouTube is just recommending content to them that they think that they are likely to watch. So because of that, YouTube isn't necessarily recommending your videos to the wrong people, and that's why you're seeing it in suggested. It's that your viewers are interested in more than just your type of content, and YouTube is showing your content next to those videos that they're watching. I need to make a video about this because this is such a big misunderstanding when it comes to YouTube. I really need to make a video about this.
So
what were you gonna say?
She replies, yes, I understand that, but my click-through rate on browse could be 6.9, and then they put it next to the other stuff like kids content, and kids don't want to watch my videos.
But here's the thing is when it comes to browse is measured differently than suggested videos. So like when it goes, like you can go into your traffic sources report on YouTube for each individual video, and you can see how people are responding exactly. And you can see how often they're clicking. You can see the impressions. You can see how long they're watching when they come in from suggested videos. And you can also see the same exact thing from browse. So it's separated. So because of that, make sure that you are not looking at them as the same thing. So what you might be doing is you're looking at that averaged out view. But keep in mind when it comes to suggested videos, typically, not always, but typically suggested videos, they convert less anyway in terms of click-through rate compared to home pages. So keep that in mind as well. And then we have a super chat here. It says, thanks for the super chat, by the way. And this is from Big Feelings Parenting. Let me
you got
go
a
to
new
the other
member
thing
too.
here.
Fast Lizard Wrenching is back.
Uh-oh.
What's up, Fast Lizards? Good to see you.
So let's see here. Let me scroll up to this one or scroll down to it. Okay, Big Feelings Parenting says, thank you for the feedback on thumbnails. Do you think a pain point or a relief resonates better with audiences? Different audiences are different. Like I would definitely go after pain points for sure, because, you know, people are looking for solutions to problems and they click on solutions to problems. So because of that, if you are helping people solve problems, then they're going to instantly see the value in what it is that you're doing. If you are, you know, taking a more of a relief approach, then in that case, you know, you might not be able to resonate, you know, as much. But really, over time, you're probably going to end up mixing up a little bit of everything on your channel, just because, you know, video ideas and, you know, just trying different stuff on your channel and things like that. So experiment with both and see what your audience responds best to. But people do respond to, you know, pain-related things a lot, to where you're helping them solve problems. And then for Fast Lizard, welcome to the channel membership. Welcome to the Niminati. So make sure when you get the chance. So we have a Facebook group if you're interested in that. If you go to niminvip.com, it's going to redirect you to that. And I've got a thing in here for that. Give me 1 second right here. So if you go to niminvip.com, it's going to redirect you to that Facebook group, and you can join that. We also have a Discord as well. So just when you go to the Facebook group, make sure you fill out all the information, because that's, you know, we just need that to, you know, verify that it's you, and then we let you into the group.
So Art Create Joy had a follow-up, says, YouTube AI told me that my problem was that YouTube didn't know who my channel was for.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, so this is another thing.
Take AI information with a grain of salt.
Yes.
Sometimes, yeah.
As all of this stuff is getting fine-tuned, it's very important to make sure that you are taking all of this, you know, all of the AI feedback. It doesn't matter if it's directly from Studio. It doesn't matter if it is from ChatGPT or Claude or any of the other platforms or Gemini. You want to make sure that you are looking into it yourself, right? So when you are looking at it yourself, then you can start to see those types of things, because, you know, like maybe the, you know, the tuning on that doesn't have it considering suggested videos yet and how their suggested videos system actually works, right? It should, but, you know, if they're saying that YouTube doesn't know who your viewers are, I would definitely challenge that one.
I'm looking at her channel right now. A good-looking channel. She has popular videos. I just sorted by popular, like 6,000 views 5 months ago, 4,000 views 3 years ago, 4,000 1 month ago, 3.7 thousand 9 months ago, 3,000 3 years ago. So she's a bit all over the place. Some of them get thousands, some of them get just 100 or 2.
Okay, let's look at that. Let's look at that, because that's the more important thing.
Yeah, let's pull her up.
Yeah. So yeah, taking a look at your channel right here. So D said that you're kind of all over with what you're offering. So let's just find out and see.
With the views.
All with the views. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't even get into the titles yet. I was just looking at a glance.
So so your no graphic art for when you're too tired to paint. Loomer pencils, do they work for mixed media art? Okay, so so a couple of things. Hold on really quick. Let me see what you're offering here. Pull up a chair. Let's get something together. Your studio hangout, less perfection, more joy. Okay, so a couple of things, just really quick. And just as a heads up, you got 1.5 thousand subscribers on your channel, so that's great. Most creators don't get there. So because of that, just acknowledge that you're doing great, especially for the amount of videos that you have. But when it comes to this, the very first thing is that here you are going after general artists, right? On this video right here. This one, you're going after artists with chronic illnesses, it looks like.
He made this AI tool as well to help him identify the thumbnails.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this one is an AI tool for identifying thumbnails. It helps me. Yeah. I use it to build this to help, illustrate this idea better.
I love it, actually.
Yeah. But basically with this, what what you're doing is you have this one here that is artists with chronic illness, and then this one's just general artists. And then as we come down here, watercolor review, I was wrong about these, so that one's okay for general artist. I spent my birthday money. Wait until you see these. So this one's a little bit, mixed, but people responded well to it, which is great. So this one's still, because you have the art hall in here, I'd say this one's still okay. Not a huge fan of the thumbnail on this one. I think that the thumbnail could, have more emphasis on the art hall, but, it works. And then this one, best base for mixed media art. Yeah, I think this one's okay too for the audience. So really, it looks like you really just have this one here that you're leaning into a different audience. So yeah. So now it's going to come down to the individual topics that you are putting, that you're putting out here. And one thing that I would definitely do is, even when you're making thumbnails like this, I would try to, make sure that art is a stronger part of it. And I know that you have art in the background, but I would, use that imagery in a different way so that you can be on the thumbnail, but you can also have some, some clear, focused art, kind of like you have here, just to help people like you did this with this one, to help people identify that it is, art, art focused content. One thing that I like about this is that you are experimenting a lot. Like, I like that you have these where you are focused on the art a lot and you just have the hand in the picture. I like that you're doing that while also experimenting with having yourself in here also. So a couple things, like with this one here, when it comes to like recommendations, this can definitely pull people in. But and also by having the, I was wrong about these and, that sort of thing, all of that's okay. Keep in mind right now for like a new viewer, when you say that you were wrong about these, that doesn't really mean a lot unless you're somebody that's like watching all your videos, right? If you're somebody that's watching all your videos, then the I was wrong about these matters. But if you are, if it's not somebody, like if it's a new viewer that hasn't interacted with your content before, the I was wrong about these doesn't really matter that much. In terms of, trying to compel somebody to watch the video, compared to Mango watercolor review, watch this before you buy, the set or, something like that. Because then that way it makes it to where instead of you being wrong about these, it's a warning to the viewer in some way. That type of framing can definitely make a difference when it comes to your thumbnails. Here, we've got Turn Acrylic, best base for mixed media art. Yeah, I think that's okay. Stop buying expensive watercolors. Is this $39 set better? This is another one to where, this is okay, but just opening this up just a little bit. So stop buying expensive watercolors, do this instead, right? And then what that does is that gives you the opportunity to just create more of a, curiosity gap here instead of, you're kind of doing that here, but it's just not as strong, right? And then also having the shocking with the question mark up here. Instead, I would do like, watercolor and then, an arrow, or try this without the shocking on here at all. Let's see what people are responding to on here. Yeah, that birthday one was a winner. That's good. Stop buying expensive watercolors. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's the chronic health one. Yeah. So like this one was a winner. And I'm curious why this one was the winner. I don't know if just how you're doing all of this, grab people's attention and they end up, going down there, or just how you frame this in terms of wait until you see these, because, that really opens it up in terms of the curiosity gap on here. So I would lean more into that type of thing, kind of like I was talking about with the, with this one right here, right? Same exact thing of, just trying to update this so it's just a little bit wider in terms of the curiosity, kind of like you did with this one up here. So I would try to do more of that and less of this right now. Once your channel's bigger and you have more people that are regularly interacting with your content, that's where things like I was wrong about these and that kind of stuff can be more impactful, because then you have a larger amount of people that care that you were wrong about it, right? Where it's like, oh, she said this, and then now she's saying she's wrong, so let me check this out to see what she was wrong about because I watch all of her videos, right? Or some of her videos. But where you're at right now, I wouldn't lean into that type of thing too much. Oh, let's see here. So next up on our list, and I think, did that get us kind of caught up there? I think so. Okay, yeah, I think that got us caught up. Okay, so next up on our list here, we have Some Guy Called Jay is the name of the channel. So Jay is British guy Jay. So we're kind of narrowing down who Jay is with this, as we're going through discovery here. The upload schedule is 1 time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. In addition to that, they do gaming content. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, hey guys, can you realistically grow a gaming niche such as platform games, Sonic, Mario, as opposed to focusing on one game? This has been my struggle. Thanks. Technically, yes. But the problem with that, especially when you're first getting started, is you either have to be really entertaining, really informative / helpful, or really good at the game. So let me pull up your channel and see what you're doing. So just playing the game and like nothing additional, you know, that by itself is challenging. So because of that, being really good or really entertaining is definitely the thing there that can, you know, kind of break you through regardless of the game that you play, and have people come in there for you because of how you do it. However, with where you're at right now, you know, because you're pretty much getting started here, like on your subscribers and stuff, where you're at right now, I would definitely be adding, because you're doing a lot of different things here. Let me pull this up. I would definitely be adding some like help content here where you're helping people solve problems in games and things like that. And that's what I mean by helpful and informative, is if you're not super entertaining, and you might be, I don't know, but if you're not super entertaining and if you're not awesome at these games to where if somebody's watching it, they're like, holy cow, they're really good. Then in that case, if they're not watching you to kind of see what you're doing because they want to be as good as you, then in that case, leaning on being helpful is another way that you can do that. So here, you know, you have like the hottest levels, you know, that sort of thing. So you are, you know, breaking things down a little bit, which is good. You know, this person or this Spyro is back. Spyro Around Beyond. Yeah. So here, just as a heads up, when it comes to this, you know, people don't really have to click in to watch this necessarily, because you're letting them know everything about the video right here. So just keep that in mind when it comes to, you know, some of these. Here, does Rayman Legends need a remake? So this is more of an opinion piece, so that's cool in terms of bringing people in, you know, on you. Having a strong opinion is also one of those things, just like being good at it, being entertaining, so that's good. Yeah, their level is ranked. This is a timeless masterpiece. Yeah, okay. I think topically, I think some of these are okay. So it might just be the video content itself. I think... But your question is about, you know, having a variety gaming channel versus a focused gaming channel where you're focused on one game. So just here's some things to consider. Is when you are making videos about all these different games and you don't meet one of those criteria yet that I mentioned before, then in that case, you're using Pac-Man as bait here. You're using Pac-Man and Sonic as bait right here, right? So I'm just connecting these because of Pac-Man. But over here, we've got just Sonic. Down here, we've got just Sonic. And the thing to think about, here just Sonic, and here just Sonic. So the thing to think about is, for the people that are watching Sonic, as soon as you publish this video, then that's something that these people, you know, at scale may or may not care about. So because of that, you start kind of interrupting people being able to come back to the channel when you do stuff like this. And especially when you do it in a situation like here, where you had 1.6 thousand views on this one, and then instead of chasing this with another video for this audience that is into Sonic, you chased it with a video about Pac-Man instead, right? So when you start picking up momentum like this, 111 views on Sonic, 185 views on Sonic, 1.6 thousand views on Sonic, next video should be Sonic, right? And then keep that momentum going. And then as you're using that Sonic as, I'm just going to call it bait, because that's, you know, kind of the way to look at it, is you're using the Sonic content as bait. You're using Sonic, which is something popular a lot of people know about, in order to bring attention to yourself and your content. So when you start having videos on, you know, Sonic take off, then in that case, start chasing those videos with Sonic, and then do that until people stop responding to Sonic, or until, you know, things get to a point to where you're like, okay, people are continually responding to my content. I'm starting to get a lot of returning viewers on the channel. Now, let me experiment with putting something else out and see how they respond to that, right? And then you kind of tiptoe in, you know, that way, instead of, you know, doing it more randomly like you're doing right now. And then same thing here. You've got this, where this is a completely different game, and you have like a little series on this that you do for a while, and then, you know, and then you switch games again. So the problem that you can run into with this approach is that, you know, you're going through different games, right? So you got a handful of videos on this, and then you stop. You're not even alternating games in. It's like, I'm doing this game, and then I'm stopping, and I'm going to do this game, and then drop in one more like these, and then I'm going to stop both of those, and I'm going to start doing a different game, and then I'm going to stop those, and then I'm going to start doing, you know, this different game again, and you keep doing that. So because you're doing that, it makes it challenging for people to get involved and stay involved. Because let's say that you had somebody that loved your Sonic videos, and they came in here and they're watching every one of your Sonic videos as you were gaining momentum on Sonic here. And then because they're so engaged, you publish this video and YouTube shows it to them because they're watching these, but they don't care about Pac-Man because they're into Sonic. and then you publish another one here. It's got a mix, so maybe they would have came into this one, and then they watch this one, and then these 3 videos here they don't care about because they are into Sonic and other things that are not this. And because of this, you're creating this scenario to where YouTube can try to recommend the content to the people that are engaged, but if they're not responding to it, then YouTube's system will identify that, and then they can kind of I don't think limit's the right word for it, but they can deprioritize your content for those viewers in favor of other content that they are responding to. And then that's kind of how you fall into, or viewers can fall into, or out of that engaged category and more into the casual viewer category, is from stuff like this. So, so because of that, I would definitely focus for a while on a certain type of game unless you meet the criteria that I mentioned before in terms of you're really helpful sharing videos on like tips and tricks on how to do stuff within the games. And even with that, you run the challenge of, okay, I'm doing, you know, tips on Sonic, and now I'm doing tips on Pac-Man, to where you're going to break that chain as well in terms of people being able to come back to the channel over and over again based around what they care about. So, so because of that, for right now where you're at on your channel, I would double down on a game and use that as bait, build up an audience around that game. And then once you have that audience, your views are increasing, and you have an average view count that you're happy with, then that's where, you know, you're like, okay, let me try one game. So I have this game that is running the channel right now, and then let me sprinkle in this game and see if these people want to come in and watch this one just because they're enjoying me and how I do it, or are they coming in just because of the game, right? All right. So next up on our list here, we've got mastering midlife with Heidi. We finally got your question, Heidi. Here we go. So, hold on, I gotta hydrate here.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
It's electrolyte hydrate. So Heidi uploads 1 time per week or more. She's been on YouTube for 1 year or more. The type of channel is face to camera, helping midlife women prioritize themselves and live life on their terms. Goal of the channel is to teach others. Question is, are my live streams possibly hurting my long form views, or is it because I'm being consistent with lives and not long form? I noticed my home screen for you is presenting primarily my lives versus long form videos. I've researched a bit. YouTube seems to not be showing a featured video on the home screen to subscribers, even though that's how I have it set up on YouTube Studio. So let's take a look at your channel here and just kind of see what it is that you are doing. Okay. By the way, if you are enjoying the stream, make sure you do give it a thumbs up if you have not yet. Show YouTube that you're enjoying this. Okay, so are the live streams hurting the regular content? So first, let's see what it is that you're doing with your live streams. Stop caring what people think. Okay, so there's a couple things that I just want to highlight here, just in terms of just best practices in general. So first, I would not put the dates on here. Of course, they see the stream 9 days ago, and they click into the actual video, they'll see it there. But when it comes to the putting the dates in the videos, then you're instantly telling people that it's an older piece of content, and that by itself will deter people from clicking on it. So because of the topics that you're talking about, you don't have to do that. If you were sharing news to where you're like, hey, this weekend, this thing happened, and, it's kind of locked into that period of time, then in that case, having those types of things on your thumbnails, can be informative and helpful to the viewers to know that they're going into old information or new information. However, when it comes to your scenario, why we over-explain and how it backfires, for example, here, having the date on here isn't doing anything to help you at all. So on your live streams, I would not do that. In addition to that, you don't need to put the live stream on here either. So YouTube lets people know that it's streamed here, right? And if people are interested in the topic, they can come in and they can enjoy the live stream regardless if it's a live stream or not. Or I mean, they can enjoy the content regardless if it's a live stream or not. So because of that, I wouldn't worry about putting the live stream on there, because if you're live, people know it's live. If they click into it, then they're going to experience it as the live replay. And then YouTube also informs people that it's live, or that it was live here. So because of that, I think you are putting things on the screen that don't matter to the people that you're trying to reach. The things that matter are, you have here, why we over-explain and how it backfires. Permission not needed. So with this, since you are helping midlife women, one thing that I would do is I would make sure that you put some of that information, somewhere in your packaging. So here, why midlife women should stop caring what people think, right, for the title. And in that case, what you're doing, instead of just stop caring what people think, you're not trying to reach just anybody with this video, right? Like, you don't want me watching this video because I'm not your target audience, right? So because of that, if I click on this video and it's stop caring what people think, and I click in here, I'm not really who you're trying to connect with. Like, you can, you can make content and I can come in there and enjoy that, but at the core of it, like, I'm not your target audience. So therefore, if you put in here why midlife women should stop caring about what people think, then all of a sudden you make this relevant to the audience that you're trying to reach, right? So I call that an audience identifier, essentially, where you put the audience that you're trying to reach in there. And you got to be careful with that, because you can kind of overdo it. But in this case, leveraging the midlife women is definitely something that I would put in your titles where appropriate. And then here, can people pleasing actually make you sick? And then you have live stream here as well. Get rid of that. And when you're doing this, can people pleasing make midlife women? Yeah, you'd have to workshop that one a little bit, because just injecting it in the current title wouldn't necessarily work. But basically, just trying to rewrite these in a way to make it to where you're clearly calling out, those women. You can do an age, women over whatever the age group is. You can say midlife, those types of things, as a way to help those people know that this is for them. So I would definitely do some of that. And I would also do that with this as well. So like, midlife advice, instead of being nice has a price, right? Because then if you don't have the live stream on here that's going to grab attention, you don't have the date on here that's going to distract people, you don't have the today on here because it doesn't matter. If it's just you over here on one side, and then over on this side it just says like midlife advice for women, then in that case that adds just 1,000 tons of clarity to that video, compared to this, which doesn't tell midlife women that this is for them, right? So when you are packaging up your live streams, I would definitely be thinking about that and thinking, okay, if this live stream or video content, we'll go over to the videos too, but if this live stream shows up on, my target viewer, midlife woman, if this shows up on her homepage, then what about this makes it crystal clear to her that this video is about her? Sometimes just the topic will do it, but by adding things like this, all that isn't, well, I guess it is kind of age related there. But basically, adding those types of things into your titles that I was just talking about, those types of things can just help, the people you're trying to reach know that this content's for them. So I would definitely make sure that you are doing that sort of thing. People pleasing led me to marry a covert narcissist. It wasn't just bad luck. Yeah, this is another one, right? So one thing that you got to be thinking about too when it comes to the topics is I love that you're sharing your story and all this, and you should definitely keep doing that. But when you're packaging it from the outside, I would explore, like, how can I make this to where, this is about me, which can be okay, but how can I rewrite this title in a way to where it's going to be more about the viewer, so that they can see some clear value from this, or clear value for this from the outside, right? Because here you're like, people pleasing led me to marrying a covert narcissist. It wasn't just bad luck. So really, on this video, you've told me everything that I need to know before I even click into this video. You told me that you're a people pleaser, or that you were. You told me that because you were a people pleaser, that it led you to marrying a narcissist. And you told me that, it wasn't just bad luck. So there's no value, there's no perceived value from the outside on this video, right? However, how I changed, let's see here. how I stopped being a people pleaser, and or how not being a people pleaser impacted my life could be a direction, or just framing it towards them and then talking about your story here. So, how to stop being a people pleaser so that you can improve your life or whatever the thing is. So then it's viewer focused. But then when they come into the video, you tell this same exact story, but you just package it differently from the outside, right? So then that way it's more about like, hey, I'm going to, and you got to think about this stuff before you make the videos too. But basically you think about, okay, how can I make this about the viewer? How can I point it towards them and make it relevant to them so that they can see that they're going to get value out of this video when they click on it? But when they click on it, I'm going to give them that value, but I'm also going to, give my backstory, which is going to add credibility to everything it is that you're sharing in that video, right? So that's the approach that you want to think about when it comes to packaging these up. But to answer your question though, no, your live streams aren't hurting your long form content. It's the choices that are currently being made around the long form content that are hurting the long form content. Like I just mentioned here, like you don't have to click on this one to get everything that you need out of this, right? So same thing here. Let's see. I spent 55 years not feeling seen. 4 words shifted it instantly. Yeah. These 4 words, this is how you repackage this one, right? I'm not sure what the end result here is, but these 4 words shifted, or these four words helped me feel more seen, right? Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I wonder what those 4 words are, right? So you open up that curiosity gap or that curiosity loop. And then in order to get those 4 words, people have to click on this video in order to get that information, right? So it's just a slight reframing. Like you're close. You're really close. but you definitely need, a slight reframing on some of these. When it comes to the members content, it's not as critical as the regular, content, but you definitely want to do that. I carried resentment for 50 years until I realized this. That one's better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. I carried resentment for 50 years until I realized this, right? Because you opened it up on I realized this, and it's like, oh, well, what did they realize? How do they fix this, right? Yeah. So this one's definitely better. They say expired. I say ... I refuse to be erased in midlife. Responding to a critic. Yeah, you got some drama in there to where it's like, oh, if I click on this one, I might see some drama, here. Yeah. So yeah, I would really just work on how you're framing a lot of this. I'm not sure how people are responding to the actual videos, but the fact that you have one here with 19,000 views on it tells me that people are responding to you once they get into the content. So because of that, I would really work on topic selection. And before you make the video, so basically the flow when you're putting your content together should be, okay, here's the video idea. Okay, so I got this video idea. Here, we'll actually do this in a more fun way.
Let's do it.
So hold on, let me see if I have this installed here first.
An AI tool that you made?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, here it goes.
Expect nothing less.
Okay. It's my first time using this publicly, so it might be a little clunky.
I'll just be over here making Muppet pictures.
All right. So basically, step 1 is part of your workflow is your idea, right? That's not going to work. I'm a horrible mouse writer. So yeah, I'll just explain it to you. We'll do it anyway.
No, go for it.
Okay, so we have your idea, right? The next step after your idea should be to validate that idea through a series of questions. Question 1 is, how am I going to package this? We'll just make this a P. Okay, how am I going to package this? Okay. That should be number 2.
Do you not have a pen?
That's all I got, man. So you have idea, and then you got to think how you're going to package this. And then from there, the next question is this relevant to the audience that I'm trying to reach?
Yeah, we need to get you a stylus.
Yeah, we do. I could probably do this. I could probably make a multi-peer connection from my iPad. Probably. I'll see if I can get that worked out. But anyway.
You get on that.
So step 1, once you come up with the idea, is that you want to make sure that you are thinking of how to package it. Once you're like, okay, this is how I'm going to package it, then you want to say, okay, is that packaging relevant to my audience? If yes, move forward with the video. If the answer is, well, first, package it. Can I get past this part right here? How am I going to package this in a way that is going to help my viewers identify it? And how can I package it in a way that's going to be compelling? Once you clear this and you're like, okay, I can come up with an idea on how I'm going to package this, and I think it's going to matter. Step number 2 is just making sure that that packaging and the video idea is a perfect fit for your audience. If the answer is yes to this one, then you move on. And once you clear the packaging and you clear that it's relevant to your audience, then the next thing you want to do is say, okay, with my goals, man, this is yeah. I need a stylus.
Keep going.
But the next thing is, okay, so I've got the idea, the packaging's solid, this is definitely a fit for my audience. Does this match my goals? Yes or no? If it does, then in that case, you move on and then you make the video. So before you make the actual video content, you need to go through these steps. And then once you do that, then by the time you get here, then you've got this stuff figured out, which makes packaging and all that stuff easier. But also, you have all of these things in mind when it comes to making the actual video content. So then, since you know that this is how it's going to be packaged, and then when it comes to making the video, you can say to yourself, okay, if this is how it's being packaged, and this is when it comes to writing your scripts or putting your bullet points together, you can say, okay, if this is how it's going to be packaged, then what is somebody going to expect from this packaging? So when the video first starts, what's something that they would want to see or hear or see and hear to confirm that they're in the right place and I'm not clickbaiting them, that they're going to get, what it is that they expect from this video. Like, what is the expectation they're going to have? And then you can use that when it comes to the hook of your video, your intros, so that you can make sure that you're meeting them where they're at when they come into the video. And then from there, you bring them, into the video itself and, and continue to tell your stories and all of that. So hopefully that was helpful.
Nice scribble there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Crispy Applesauce says packaging right after the idea. Yes. Yeah, and the whole reason for that is you just want to validate it, right? Because you can have an idea, but if you can't figure out how to present that idea, right? So, like, for example, let's say that I had a box of cereal, right? And well, that's a horrible thing. But so we'll just use YouTube videos so we can just stay on brand here. So basically, when you have a YouTube video, when you come up with the idea, you want to make sure that you're thinking about the packaging, because if you can't figure out how to package the video in a way that's going to be, identifiable and compelling for the people that you're trying to reach, then in that case, you could make a great video, but if you can't package it, then nobody's going to click on it in the first place. And then they're not going to get into that great video that you made for them. So because of that, you need to validate the packaging after the idea. And I know that some content types, like if you're a vlogger, this is more challenging. If you're doing reactions, this is a little bit more challenging, right? But as long as your content type supports this idea, then you want to come up with the idea and you want to validate the packaging to make sure that you can express that idea through the packaging. And that you can do it in a way that would be, informative and or compelling for your the viewers that you're trying to reach. And then once you get through all of that, then you go through and you make the video, because you have everything figured out to get you, to increase the likelihood that people are going to click on that video and then come in. And that also helps you ensure that you're making videos that are good ideas, because a good idea can be packaged. So just making sure that you're making videos on good ideas too.
All starts with the idea.
Mm-hmm. Heidi, my pleasure. Yeah, and this is all part of the process, right? Like, you're at 22,000 subscribers, so people are definitely responding to, what it is that you're doing. You've got some videos on your channel, with some views on them. So, you're heading in the right direction. But I think that if you can, and you're like, at least over the last 3 months, you've been like rock solid, consistent, all that stuff. So I think that if you can get your audience, dialed in, you can, dial in your topic selection and how you're packaging things up, because people are clearly responding to your content. I think that, that'll make a big difference for you. So let's see here. So next up on the list here, we have.
Were you talking about Game Busters there?
What?
Were you still talking about Heidi, or were you talking about Game Busters?
Game Busters.
Okay.
So no, I was talking about Heidi.
You kept talking about Heidi.
Yes.
I thought you moved on to Game Busters.
So La Rosa Johnson is the next channel here. They upload 1 time per week or more. She does spiritual content.
Did you miss the super chat?
I don't think so. Oh yeah, Game Busters.
Yeah.
Yep, sure did.
Yeah.
Okay, I see where you're coming from.
Super chat.
So Game Busters UK says, thanks for the help. It confirmed what I knew. I'm worried about misleading people by only doing one game / series, but I guess I sort of am by doing other games, like having a horror game channel. Yeah, and that's why, like, when you look at a lot of gaming channels, especially if they're small new channels and they start taking off, they're usually focused channels. They focus on a game and they focus on, you know, solutions for that game, or they're really good or entertaining, that sort of thing. So yeah, so like right now where you're at, I would focus on, you know, a game. And then build up an audience around that game and then start experimenting. Because you might find like, hey, I'm just going to ride this game because I love playing this game. Or you might find that like, yeah, okay, I can make these other videos and people do come in and respond to these other videos too. Because as a gamer, that's like the ultimate goal, right? Getting to where, you know, you can make a video on any game, and because people love how you do it and they love how you react to stuff and they think you're entertaining and all that, they'll just come in and watch whatever you make, right? Like that's the goal. So because of that, build up your audience with the bait, right, that they care about, and then from there start experimenting with, you know, putting your toes in other games to see if they respond to that content too.
Now moving on to the question.
Mm-hmm. So again, this is La Rosa Johnson, and the question is, the goal is to be a full-time creator, and the question is, I stupidly paid someone to get my channel to 1,000 subscribers, and now YouTube seems to be tanking my reach. Any ideas on how I can fix this? Okay, so first off, let this be a lesson to everybody to not try to not try to shortcut YouTube. YouTube system is very complex, and it's very smart, and because of that, these types of things can really cause damage to YouTube channels. And the problem is that in a lot of cases, like these places that sell subscribers and all that, they will, they'll run ads to like low tier countries and those sorts of things, and it kind of messes up who your audience is, and they don't really target the content either. Some of them will say that they do, but they don't, and yeah, it's just a mess. So don't ever buy subscribers. It's also against the terms of service, by the way, and you can lose your channel when it comes to that sort of thing if you are, doing those types of hacky type of things. So just be super careful. But in terms of fixing it, yeah. So keep publishing videos, and keep in mind that the problem might not have been that you bought your subscribers. It could be. But the problem could be that you just haven't been, doing the thing enough. I mean, you got 300 videos, so, you've definitely made a lot of content, but you might not have dialed things in enough to where people are responding to them, and that's why you went and bought subscribers, right? So when it comes to YouTube, you have to get through the part of, I'm making videos about things that people care about. I am packaging it up in a way that people, can identify it. And then once they come into the videos, I'm giving them a great experience with the videos, right? That's where it is that you have to be with your content. Yeah, and I see here like you have 1.13 thousand subscribers on your channel, and we're just gonna pull you up and see if there's anything that that we can help you with here. So one thing, and this isn't really gonna matter too much, but you just have like welcome here. So I don't see any clarity on what it is that you're actually offering here on the channel. So when this first loads up as a viewer, I should get an idea of what it is that you're offering me as a viewer on your channel. So I see that, it's a street light in the darkness, lighting the path back home, like none of this in your name and all that stuff, like none of this matters to a viewer. The thing that matters to a viewer is clarity in terms of what it is that you're offering on the channel. But that type of thing isn't going to move the needle, but I just wanted to bring that to your attention, that as somebody that is looking at this to try to figure out what you're doing, I have to, explore. And as a viewer, people, don't explore too much. So as we keep going down here, near-death experiences taught me faith has a ceiling. So near-death experiences taught me this is a lot more compelling than taught me faith has a ceiling, just as a heads up. Going beyond faith, near-death experience right here makes this a little bit more interesting. However, you're probably doing the right thing in here by putting the faith language to make sure that you are connecting with the right people there, because this looks like you're doing like religious content. So because of that, by having the faith in here, I think you're making a good move there. But I would definitely frame some of this stuff, a little bit differently. Also keep in mind that with some of this, like it's good that, you're in the thumbnails and, that sort of thing, but I would also experiment with a different format of your thumbnail, just to see if you are continuing to do the same thing that people don't respond to, because you've committed. Yeah, we're like a year back now, and you've committed to this style here. And I get it from a branding perspective. Everything's like it looks, like you, and you know, you've got your same fonts and colors and all that stuff. So I get it from a branding perspective, but you don't want to let branding get in the way of effectiveness. So because of that, I would start doing lots of experiments on different thumbnail styles, things like that, and see if you know, if this is something worth committing to, or to see if people respond better to something different. But keep in mind the topic's also going to matter, so you need to do a lot of experimentation in order to, you know, get anything definitive. But I would definitely do a lot of that right now. Why A Course in Miracles is my Monday morning devotional. Why Jesus Calling is safe, but A Course in Miracles isn't. God gave me a vision at 13. I forgot about it for 30 years. You can't hear God if you never get quiet. Yeah, so like from the outside, I'm not really sure. Like, I mean, I'm not your, you know, target audience here, but from the outside on these, like, I'm not really, like, none of these seem really compelling to me in any way, in terms of like, oh yeah, if I saw this on a homepage, I'd have to click on it to see what's going on in here. Like, it seems like you're giving some tips, which is cool. And you're getting, you know, some views on some of them, but there's nothing here that if it shows up on a homepage that it would make somebody click into this. Like, oh, I gotta, you know, I can't scroll past this. I need to watch this video.
Half of these videos are just about him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Me, my, yep.
Yeah. And that's fine, but social media is really weird. Like, people generally don't care about you until they do. Right? Like, you have to kind of build up an audience first before people start to care about you as a creator, generally speaking. And if you make too many videos that are about me, a lot of times that doesn't connect.
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything to someone who doesn't know you yet. Right? Once you have a bit of a fan base, then they become interested in you. Right? It's kind of like putting the cart before the horse situation. So I would try to reframe some of these and make videos that are going to speak to a specific type of person, and maybe your video can help them. Right? What can your message do to help them? How can you improve their life? What is it about your faith that you're trying to help them with? Passages out of the Bible, whatever it is, right? Just try to make videos that make it about them instead of you. That's what I would test moving forward, in addition to changing your thumbnail style.
Yeah, video quality looks good. I don't know what your audio sounds like, but like, your videos look good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, so I would definitely just work on topics and packaging for you. And when you're thinking about topics, right? Like, if you're trying to, you know, reach, you know, this audience, when you are thinking about topics, I would be thinking about, like, okay, what can I talk about here that if a religious person sees this on their homepage, that they're going to feel like they want to click on this so that they can, you know, get more information, or they can, you know, hear my thoughts on this, or whatever the thing is. Like, what exactly about it is going to be something that would make the, you know, faith-based person, when they see this on their homepage or a suggested video, say to themselves, like, oh, I need to check this out. And that's really challenging to do. But I would definitely spend a lot of time doing this. So what you should do right now is you should go and you should look at every channel that you can possibly find that's doing this, and then look at the channels that are getting views on them, and put your content right up next to theirs, and see, like, in terms of your packaging and your total packaging here, thumbnails and titles. Google has a really cool feature now. It's called Split View. And if you go up to the top of the screen, you right click on your tab, you can go to Split View.
Can we look up something here?
Sure.
If you just type in "God gave me a vision" with the split screen, let's do a split screen. And let's see, because I'm just curious what other channels are doing this sort of thing visually. Here we go.
Okay. So what do you want me to look for?
God gave me a vision. That's the beginning of one of his titles. Just want to see what's actually working. Let's see, is it my dream vision from God? How to discern it? So it says visualization, looking up.
So really quick, I just want to highlight something really quick. So if you look at this one, right, where it says, here's how to discern it, right here now, if somebody else feels that they had a vision, then there's added value to this on here's how to discern it, right? So there's added value attached to that. Go ahead, Dodie.
No, keep going. I'm just seeing what other people are doing here. I find religious channels can be tough when it comes to imagery, because I think there's a fine line between looking authentic and looking cheesy.
Right.
Because I've seen stuff before, it's like, it doesn't really work. I'm just curious what's working now, currently.
Yeah, so if we go and look at Timothy here, 137,000 subscribers. God says stop scrolling immediately, right? He's got people that know him already. Keep that in mind here.
Yeah.
So he's got 137,000 subscribers and 13 million views. So he's had 13 million people see his face.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so God says stop scrolling.
But it's framed, right? His top videos, God says stop scrolling immediately. That's talking to the viewer. If this vision found you, that's talking to the viewer. Before tomorrow begins, he wants you to hear this. Stop asking me. I've already made my decision. When the time is perfect, he sends this video. Yeah, so all of this seems to be framed.
So does this guy have
viewer.
people thinking that never
There's, yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
But
yeah.
it's framed towards the viewer.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to get a glimpse at what was working here.
Yeah, one thing, right? Like if you're looking at this, like you can see he does a lot of content or a lot of thumbnails where they're in like a real environment instead of these like color panels, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think like these are the types of things that you should be experimenting with. Is like how can I do my thumbnails? Like I think some of these are kind of like messy and not really focused and stuff. So this may or may not. I'm not sure for this space, like who's like thriving in this space. So this may or may not be good examples, but. You can see here just as like one step up from what it is that you're doing. One of the differences here is, he's focusing on like God in the thumbnail, stuff like that, but you're doing some of that too. But he's always in real environments instead of this, color panels and stuff.
There's something about that authentic look that's worth testing.
Especially now.
Right. Like if your current thumbnail style is not working, then I would go completely the opposite direction. I would try to take some pictures in something that looks like a more real environment instead of just cutting yourself out. It's definitely worth testing and testing over several videos.
Yeah. So next up on the list here, we've got the Mandarino Adventures. What's going on? Hope you're doing awesome.
Sounds like a party.
Uploads 1 time per week or more. It's Disney park content. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. The question is, got 2 questions. First, is there a better benefit to turn on GIFs on my channel if I don't do live streams? No. No. You just turn them on, turn everything on. And then that way, in the event that you do anything, anybody wants to contribute anything like that, then that you have that opportunity there for them. So just go ahead and turn all of that stuff on. Pro and con decides for more pocket change. It's more pocket change, essentially if they want to contribute. And then secondly, I recently got through YouTube Studio a chance to earn revenue if I make a video of X jewelry brand, if the video gets approved by the company. It's a few $1,000s, but it's not within the niche. If it's not within the niche, I mean, it's your call. Right. And keep in mind that when it comes to brand deals, it's not necessarily about the niche always. It's about the people that are watching. Right. So, for example, if it's like a jewelry thing, I'm not sure how that aligns with Disney. But if the brand sees value in your channel and they think that it's a good fit, if you think the product is a good fit for your audience, you can try it. If it's a few $1,000s, but if you think like, yeah, this really isn't a good fit, I don't think for the people that I'm engaging with here, then in that case, definitely skip it. But then you say here, I do share Disney merchandise, but not really this brand, nor do I wear it. Oh, if it's Disney stuff, then yeah, that's good. Am I missing an opportunity to be reached out for more deals or blacklisted if I don't, or there's always an opportunity? Well, there's not always an opportunity. Technically there is, but sometimes you'll have it where people are reaching out a lot. Sometimes you'll have it where people aren't reaching out, at all. And you'll be like, oh no. And then you'll start reaching out again, because there's cycles, right? When they do campaigns on YouTube and stuff like that. So because of that, those can kind of be up and down as well, but you're not going to get blacklisted if you don't accept the deal. So don't worry about that. Next up, we've got Coding Pulse 24. Coding Pulse uploads every other day, been on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do AI news content.
Ooh.
Man, I bet you're grinding.
Oh
my goodness. Yeah. Woo.
People are
now I understand why you upload every other day. Yeah. Grinding.
Yeah. Kudos to everyone covering AI news.
Yep.
It is just rapid fire content at all times.
Goal of the channel is to make money, and they say they want to know how to grow the channel. So you're doing AI news. So you're already talking about something that's trending, which gives you huge leverage for growing the YouTube channel. So because of that, you're already doing the right thing there. So make sure that you are, giving very fast news, as things are happening. For example, I'm looking at your channel right now, and you don't have anything on Anthropic.
Oh my goodness.
You don't have anything on Claude getting banned. If you're doing AI news, right now, respectfully, you're dropping the ball. on AI news, right? Because like if you're doing AI news, like Anthropic, as soon as that happened, you should have had a video up on that.
Fable 5, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you should have a video on that with the U.S. government shutting down, that tool. So make sure that you are staying up on the news and make sure that as things are breaking, that you are making content about it, because as things are breaking, people are wanting to know that information. And a lot, like everybody else that you're competing against, not everybody, but a lot of the people that you're competing against, they're uploading daily content. They are, they're keeping people informed, and you want to make sure that if you're trying to grow this, that you're doing the same thing. Because that's who you're competing with. So basically,
you've uploaded
have
5 videos in 2 weeks.
Right.
That's not going to cut it for breaking AI news.
Right. Yeah. So in contrast, let's see here. Go here.
Mike Russell or Matt Wolf.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Matt. So if we go to Matt here, 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, or sorry, 8 days ago. Okay, so he took a break there. That's odd. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Oh, yeah, he's not uploading as much.
Too.
Yeah, he's not uploading
Maybe
as much
there hasn't
anymore.
been news.
Yeah, he's not uploading as much anymore.
He was grinding.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, sometimes twice a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a beast. Let's see. I wonder what Mike's doing now. Hold on.
Yeah, maybe there hasn't been any much.
Yeah, I don't think he has one on. Yeah, I don't think he has one on Anthropic either. Yeah, right now you have a huge opportunity because people are.
Mike doesn't.
He doesn't.
What is going on?
But Mike doesn't really do news though.
Oh,
so yeah, Mike talks about like how to use all the tools and stuff. He doesn't really do news per se. Like he'll talk about stuff, but this is next level. Like some of the stuff he does here. So with Mike, the channel's called Creator Magic, by the way.
Oh, he did cover it. Look.
Where?
Look, but he covered it in his own way. They didn't ban this. My exact Claude code setup still allowed after the ban.
That was 2 weeks ago.
What was banned?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not an AI news guy, so I'm not sure. Yeah, but basically on this channel, like he's a friend of ours, by the way. He makes awesome content. He also has a channel where he covers audio stuff as well. But basically, some of the stuff that he's doing in here is he's using AI. I joined one of his live streams where he's using AI to help him dial in his set. So basically, he has like a whole system built on his computer, and he gave it access to like his, camera, and literally his camera like software. It has access to that as well, and his computer, his lights, and everything. And basically, he was using the system to dial everything in, and it's basically like while he's live streaming, you can see it like changing the lights and like all these other things. So where he's just like sitting there and just letting it dial everything in. It was wild. But he's like next level when it comes to some of that stuff. So make sure you're subscribed.
Matt Wolf doesn't have one up here. He's like,
yeah.
Right now is a great opportunity.
Yeah, I'm surprised that because like with Matt, like I'll go to him, sometimes for like AI stuff.
Yeah.
So for a long time I was watching him daily, but yeah, maybe he's not getting recommended as much because he's not publishing as much.
Could be.
Right. So
yeah, he might have burned out a little bit.
Possibly, yeah.
You grinding every day like that.
100%.
It's going to take a toll on you.
Yep.
Something you could do since you're an AI person, you could set it up to where you wake up every single morning and you
get a report.
You get a report and you have all the stories that's happening with AI. You can sit down and just do a hot take on it and then publish it.
Yep. I do that with Reddit. So I get a report where people or where ChatGPT actually on a schedule will send me reports from Reddit on particular subreddits. Let me know the general conversation of the top posts on different subreddits.
Really interesting.
So next up on the list here, we have.
Yeah.
We did Coding Pulse. But yeah, Coding Pulse. So if you want to grow it, make sure you're staying on top of it.
Yep.
Because right now, and the examples that we pulled up, like they don't have content on it either. But there's a lot of content out there already today, probably on Anthropic, on the thing that they did, and also with them not having it, there's also an opportunity there.
I was just gonna
because
say, huge
there's
opportunity.
yeah, because they're not talking about it. There's a hole there that you might be able to fill. So on that note, I do want to remind you that we do have a bunch of helpful stuff down in the description for you. In addition to that, This stream is brought to you by Opus Clip, which will help you repurpose your content into a bunch of different formats that you can publish everywhere. So make sure that you check out Opus Clip when you get the chance. They also have an amazing tool called Agent Opus as well, which is also awesome to help you make videos and help you make B-roll, which is what a lot of people are using it for too. But you can check them out at opusclip.com, and then you can find Agent Opus and all that through there, or just Google for Agent Opus. And I also want to remind you that if you are a new content creator, or if you've hit a wall and you're like, man, I just can't break through this, just remember that YouTube comes with a learning curve, just like everything else. New jobs, new hobbies, you know, like anything that you do, like there's a series of things that you have to learn to get proficient at that thing. So YouTube is very similar to those things, to where, you know, if you come into YouTube and you are publishing videos, as you can see, you know, that things that we're pointing out to people here during this stream, like there's just, you know, things that people are overlooking just because of the, you know, experience, or because, you know, they just haven't, you know, thought about those things yet. So that's just all part of the process. So because of that, embrace the learning curve, embrace where you're at in the learning curve, and try not to get frustrated. I know, you know, it's easy to get frustrated with this stuff, but just think of, okay, if I'm, you know, if things aren't going as good as I want them to now, like what's one thing that I can work on this week in order to help me move the needle from a skill set perspective, not a watching a how to get views on YouTube video, but like, okay, is it thumbnails? Is it packaging? Is it ideas? Is it, you know, something within the video content itself? Is it my production? Is my audio okay? You know, just start looking at what it is that you're doing and start thinking of like one thing that you can work on to improve the skill sets around you being a YouTuber, because those are the things that are going to move the needle for you. So besides that, D, great stream.
Yep, good stream.
Everybody have a great weekend. We will see you next Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. So if this is your first stream, we do this every Saturday at 9 a.m. And you are welcome to join. If we did not get to your question, it is logged. So because of that, you know, it may be used in content somewhere in the future. But if we didn't get to your question, then, you know, swing by next time, and hopefully we'll try to get in there next time if you can get it in a little bit earlier. But on that note, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.